If you're over 40 and plan to retire someday, the window to protect what you've built may be smaller than you realize. As retirement moves from someday to on the horizon, protecting what you've built becomes just as important as growing it. And that's where Noble Gold Investments comes in. They help investors reduce risk by adding gold and silver to their portfolios. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com, noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult with your tax or financial professional before making investment decisions.
Hey, welcome, everybody. It is the Tuesday night basketball edition pregame show from the second floor, 4th and Court, along with Matt Knob. My name is Jeff Nolan. Coming up in just a few moments, we have our regular season finale. It's the boys of Wilson on the road tonight against the Mules of Muhlenberg. Now, don't panic. It's the regular season finale. We've got all the playoff action coming your way starting on Monday night. That'll be the quarterfinals, the county quarterfinals, the semifinals, all 4 games from Santander on Wednesday, and the finals on Friday night. So let's be clear, Matt, right off the bat. This one is just the regular season finale.
Crystal clear, Jeff. We still have a long, long way to go. As you mentioned, the county playoffs. We'll have the district playoffs for you and state playoff games featuring Berks County teams in the month of March. So lots of basketball to be played and a lot of good matchups coming up on WEEU.
Right now at Muhlenberg, the JV game ending. They're going to honor the seniors tonight. So we're going to talk to you for a little bit before we send it out to Rich Scarcella and Bob McCool. Don't forget, also on our free YouTube channel, the video at 8:30 WEEU Sports. Matt, second meeting of the year. I know the boys are going to talk a lot about this. First time these two teams got together just after the new year, and Muhlenberg on the road came back and won this in overtime. It's a game that was controlled by Wilson to start, but then from the second half on, it was all Muhlenberg, and I can't help but go back to your statement last week is sometimes you win these games in the second half.
A lot of these games have been decided in the second half, as you mentioned, Jeff. It was all Wilson in the first half. Muhlenberg takes control in the second half, pulls the game out in overtime. This is an important game. Neither team in contention for the Berks 1 title. That's already been wrapped up by the Berks Catholic Saints, but both teams playing for district-free power rating, trying to improve their seed for the district playoffs, and the district power rating will also set the seeding for the Berks County playoffs, which will then be approved by the coaches at a coaches meeting. So these games have importance. You want to be higher up in the seeding, maybe get a home game in the first round or a home game in the first 2 rounds of districts.
And we should point out that Division I was decided this past weekend when Berks beat Reading at Berks, as reported by the half a dozen reporters that were there for the game. We have a lot of games to talk about here tonight. Let's go through the schedule here, Matt. Not only do we have the Wilson-Muhlenberg game, Berks Catholic and Daniel Boone with the Saints on the road. Exeter in Twin Valley, that is a home contest for the Raiders. Wyomissing and Fleetwood at Fleetwood tonight. Antietam hosting Brandywine Heights. By the way, I keep on looking at that Antietam team. 10-1 in the division, 14-6 overall. Tulpehocken and Ole Valley will meet up at Ole Valley. Matt, a lot of girls action too.
Some girls action tonight as well. Brandywine Heights traveling to Wyomissing. Exeter is going to play at Conrad Weiser. Schuylkill Valley is playing at Hamburg. The Panthers 13-6 on the season. And Ole Valley's got a non-league game tonight at Pottsgrove. The Lynx are 14-7 on the year. So some boys action, some girls action. Got to get the games in, Jeff.
Yeah, you do.
Because the playoffs, they start on Monday. Well, Saturday, for the girls.
For the girls. All 4 girls.
And for the
all
boys,
8 teams are in action.
On Monday.
So, post-game show, on the scoreboard show, a little bit later on, we're looking at about 9:30 tonight. Haley Kilgore, the 1,000-point scorer from Twin Valley, she just achieved that mark recently. She's going to join us with her head coach, Matt Hahn. So they're going to join us. We've already had Layla Jones on just right before she crossed the 1,000-point plateau, and we've had Bella Super on as well. So I wanted to make sure we got Haley on and gave her a chance to talk about her career at Twin Valley. We've got all that coming up on the post-game show. But now, get ready for the video on our free YouTube channel at 8:30 WEEU. Sports are on the radio, 8:30 WEEU online, 830WEEU.com. It's the boys that call it the best, Bob McCool and Rich Scarcella.
This is a special presentation of high school basketball on WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. High school basketball on WEEU is brought to you by
Savage Auto Group, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Keith HVAC, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Diefenbach Snacks, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Chick-fil-A, UECU, Overhead Door of Reading, Spots Insurance, Kuhn Funeral Home, Susan McFadden of Keller Williams Platinum Realty, Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf, Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society, Brad Coley, Goosehead Insurance, Huber's Auto Group, Financial Planning Advisors, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Reading Fightin' Phil's, and Celebration Villa of Exeter.
Now for all the action. Let's go courtside with Bob McCool and Rich Scarcella.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. W's coverage of high school basketball continues tonight inside Division I of the Berks Boys Conference in our regular season finale here on WEEU. Far from the end of the schedule, but our regular season finale has the Wilson Bulldogs taking on the Muhlenberg Muhls. Division I, Muhlenberg at 7-3. Wilson is at 14-5 overall. The Bulldogs right behind at 7-4, and Wilson is at 13-7 overall. Both these two teams have punched their tickets into the postseason for both the Berks County playoffs and the District 3 playoffs. Exactly where they will be is yet to be determined, but they do know that their season will continue going into the postseason for both the county and for the district playoffs. And that is our matchup tonight, presented to you by Savage Auto Group on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. And, of course, you can watch our games tonight throughout the Berks County playoffs and in the District 3 playoffs as well. You can watch all of our coverage for free on our YouTube channel. That's at 8:30 WEEU Sports. We're going to take a timeout. We're back with our Shells Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show when we return to Laureldale after this.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
The cost of feeding your family can add up quick, but so can your savings when you use Redner's Rewards. Earn deals on groceries, gas, and everyday essentials just for shopping with your Redner's Rewards card. Like 5 cents off per gallon of gas with every $50 spent. Just fill your cart with fresh produce, quality meats, and the brands your family loves, and start earning savings on groceries, fuel, and more right away. Redner's Markets. Family owned, community focused, and helping you save every day.
Your house needs to handle those frigid temperatures all season long. Keith HVAC, Electrical, and Plumbing has been keeping homes and businesses running smoothly every winter for the past 30 years. Plumbing, electric, and heating systems work extra hard while it's cold. So let Keith keep you comfortable.
Quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 610-589-6461 or visit KeithHVAC.com. Get Keith HVAC, Electrical, and Plumbing. You can't avoid the cold weather, but your home stays warm thanks to Keith.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Tonight's pregame show is brought to you by Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf. Fuel up for game day with their delicious burgers, their hot dogs, fried chicken, barbecue sandwiches, French fries, and of course ice cream. I don't know, this kind of sounds like a good Super Bowl pregame party. But you can also look forward to, it won't be long before the 27-hole Miniature Golf, a staple here in Berks County, will be open, and you can visit that as well on Shell's on the 5th Street Highway in Temple. Alongside Rich Scarcella, my name is Bob McCool, and as a rite of passage here on high school basketball on WEEU, it's become a tradition unlike any other. Groundhog Day yesterday morning, Rich Scarcella woke up, saw his shadow, and promises us 6 more weeks of basketball. It is a tried and true, locked-in tradition 3 straight years running.
Well, this is our.
So why not make it 4?
Yeah, let's make it 4. Let's see. My first year with you, we had two
in the state finals, Reading and Exeter.
Yeah, Reading and Exeter. The second year, we had Reading High boys in the state
semifinals. Correct.
And last year, we had the Berks Catholic boys in the state finals.
Correct.
So let's go for 4 in a row.
6 weeks of basketball will take us right up until the end of March. Take us right up to the end of the season. Pressure's on Rich Garcella. But right now, our pregame show focusing on which is the end of the regular season. Again, our playoff coverage will continue on Monday night with the county quarterfinals, the BCIAA semifinals, both the girls and boys semifinals, the quadruple header from Santander Arena, and the girls and boys county championship, and then, of course, into the district playoffs as well. But these two teams, as we said, going in, have already punched their ticket into the postseason. Right now, this is a little bit both of these two teams maybe wanting to feel a little bit better going into that, because that's the situation they find themselves in. And for Wilson, this goes back to January 5th. We had the game for you here on WEEU from West Lawn. Bulldogs are up 6 points in the fourth quarter, ended up allowing Muhlenberg to tie it up and win the game in overtime. Mules won at 62-59, and I don't know that there's been a night when we talked with Matt Coldren since then that he hasn't brought up that fact.
Yeah, it was a very difficult loss for the Bulldogs. They've been playing very, very well, and Matt Coldren still believes that they gave the game away to Muhlenberg. But don't forget, Eli Hemmings, who had struggled terribly at the foul line, made 2 free throws to send the game in overtime, and then made a kind of a mid-range jumper to send the Mules on their way to the overtime victory. Just a really tight game, and we've had tight games all year, especially when it's matching Division I teams against each other. And I expect nothing less tonight, Bob. You're right. Berks Catholic has wrapped up the Division I title. Let's get some momentum going in postseason. And Wilson, they're probably locked in as the 4th seed in the county playoffs. But right now, their hold on the 8th seed in the District 3 6A playoffs is a little more tenuous.
Improved their immediate place in the standings in the Berks County playoffs. There are other standings that are factored into this. As Rich said, again, we know those 4 teams in Division I, Berks Catholic, Reading, Muhlenberg, and Wilson, are going to be in the Berks Catholic playoffs, and they're going to be the top 4 seeds. And it looks like the top 4 are going to be Berks Catholic 1, Wilson 4, and Reading and Muhlenberg 2 or 3 in some order. We'll get to that when we get into the Mules. But from Wilson's standpoint, I think that's exactly what Matt Coldren's thinking about, is not so much the county thinking we are where we are in the county, but from the district standpoint, the 8 seed versus being the 9 seed, the 10 seed, you're going on the road from the very beginning. At least if you're the 8 seed, you're starting the district playoffs at home. And it's a fast turnaround, especially if you, in fact, get to the county championship on Friday night. You're going back in on Monday or Tuesday to start your district playoffs. So it's a fast turnaround, and if you have to be at least on your own home floor, it's a little bit easier of a transition.
Yeah, I think all of that is on the mind of Matt Coldren and the Bulldogs, but I also think they want to start playing well. Yeah. They got off to a 9-2 start this season, and since then they've gone 4-5. They've lost their last, I think, I could be wrong here, Bob, their last 3 games in the division to Reading, Berks Catholic.
Yeah, they beat Mifflin in between,
Mifflin, that's right.
But otherwise you are correct. So they've lost 3 out of the last 4.
Let's sit to the big four.
Correct.
The big 4. We're not, no offense to Governor Mifflin.
Right.
But they've lost their last 3 games against Muhlenberg, Reading, and Berks Catholic. Actually, they lost their last 4. But the point is, they want to start playing well. They want to build momentum going into the county and district playoffs. They have another game left after tonight. They play a non-conference game against Harrisburg, and they hope they can continue to build their District 3 power rating. But really, it's about playing well and finding a way to improve their offense and make shots.
Well, one of the ways they improved it the first time they met was the presence of Michael Glover inside. The 6'3", 220-pound plus football player for the Wilson Bulldogs was a basketball player back on January 5th. It was his best game in Bulldog basketball uniform, where he had 24 points. We've talked about this before with Michael Glover. he is a matchup problem because there's nobody in this county who is as big and strong on the basketball floor as Michael Glover is. So if the Bulldogs are getting him the basketball and or he's getting the basketball in the paint, he was, that night, an unstoppable force.
He was unstoppable. He was a nightmare for the Mules that night and was a big reason why the Bulldogs had a 6-point lead late in the fourth quarter. But, Bob, since then, Michael Glover has not scored in double figures since that night. And it's not necessarily because of him. It's because he's drawing more attention.
Right.
We saw the game last Friday night against Reading. Reading double and triple teamed him anytime he got the ball in the lane, in the post. And I expect more of the same tonight. Muhlenberg probably will play its zone, which was very effective against Berks Catholic in the first half last Thursday night. But that he's drawn so much attention, it's up to his teammates to start hitting outside shots and open space up for him inside.
Yeah, and that's really going to rely predominantly on two other players for the Bulldogs. They have some kids coming off the bench who can give them some stuff once in a while. We had the story that was Ronaldo Gonzalez on Friday night against Reading High, where he was just brilliant, came in and gave them 10 points off the bench. But if you look at their starters and their consistent performers, Peter Kilfala is averaging double figures. Corell Akings is averaging double figures. Akings, the more experienced player, the most experienced player for a Bulldog team that won the county championship a year ago. Corell Akings was a big piece of that. He's been consistent. 13 times out of 20 games, he has scored in double figures. But I don't know that he's had that big-time game. His season high is 19 in a non-leaguer against Manheim Township. He's getting 10. He's getting 12. He's getting 13, 14 points. But he hasn't had that night where he's dropping an 18 or a 20, and that's there. There's no question that level of ability for Corell Akings is there.
Oh, he can go off and score 25. I mean, he's capable of doing that. He just hasn't been able to find a way this season. You know, you mentioned Kilfala. Kilfala had been struggling, and out of nowhere, he scored 21 against Reading and really, really played very, very well. Maybe his best game that we've seen him. But the other guys also have to step up, whether that's Natar Mercado, whether it's Jaden Lockhart, Nemo McLean. They've got to find a way. They've got to find offense in other places other than Michael Glover because Glover is drawing so much attention. Somebody else has to make shots for the Wilson Bulldogs.
It's senior night here in Laureldale, so the Muhlenberg dance team, cheerleaders, and basketball team all being recognized before the start of tonight's basketball game. So the start of our broadcast and our basketball coverage, just a little bit delayed while the seniors here at Muhlenberg are getting their final chance in this, the final basketball home game of the regular season, because the Mules will certainly be hosting a game next week in the county playoffs. They'll be hosting a game in the district playoffs, at least one game. And we will talk a little bit about those Muhlenberg Mules when we come back with more of our Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show right after this on WEEU in Reading.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338. When the pressure's on and it's time to make your best move, the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams Platinum Realty is here to help you score big in today's real estate market. Whether you're buying, selling, or planning your next play, Susan's experience and dedication make her the MVP you want on your side. For winning results and a team that never stops hustling, trust the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams, your home court advantage.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, the number 4, insurance.com.
Welcome back to our Shell's Restaurant Dairy World Miniature Golf pregame show. We talked about the Wilson Bulldogs. Now let's talk about the home team, the Muhlenberg Muhls. Again, 14-5 overall on the season, 7-3 in Division I. They've got tonight's game. They have another game yet to finish in divisional play with a crossover game against Twin Valley tomorrow night, and then they'll finish up their season here at Muhlenberg against CD East, and that could be a very interesting game because CD East will also be in the District 3 playoffs. Matt Flowers thinks at this point in time they may face each other in a first-round district playoff game, which would be very odd and very weird, but that could absolutely play itself out. But they do not have that on their mind right now. The focus we talked about for Wilson is the recovery from the loss the first time they played at Muhlenberg, and they felt like they let one slip away. Well, for Muhlenberg, it's a different story and a more recent story, and that is 2 games. One here, we had both of them here at WEU, and that was the game a week and a half ago against Reading High, when Reading High beat them 74-68, and then the game we had for you as well on last week on Thursday night against Berks Catholic, when the Mules had Berks Catholic beat by 9 points in the fourth quarter, ultimately gave up that lead, and then lost in overtime to Berks Catholic 54-46. So the last 2 games that Muhlenberg has played has been the emotional loss to Reading High and the loss, the one they got away in the loss in overtime on the road against Berks Catholic. We asked Matt Flowers about that. Do you feel as if there's anything that's kind of lingering around? And he said no. He said we feel pretty good about it. Didn't have to build them back up again. He feels like, hey, we know what we did. We know what we did wrong. We know where we're at, and there is no hangover effect, if you will, from those last 2 emotional losses from Muhlenberg.
Yeah, Matt said there's been a lot of very positive energy around the team in the last 5 days since that loss to Berks Catholic, which went on to beat Reading 2 days later and wrap up the Division I championship. Now, Muhlenberg, again, we said this, they're the 4 seed right now in the District 3 6A field. They can move up to 3, probably not higher than that. They're either going to be the 2 or the 3 seed in the county playoffs. And they don't really have a lot at stake. But what Matt Flowers wants to see, he wants to see his team play well for 32 minutes. He's mentioned that to us on numerous occasions. And really, he's right. We haven't seen a 32-minute effort from the Mules, because when they're on, like they were in the second quarter last week at Berks Catholic, they're almost unstoppable.
And when Rich mentioned it, the last time they played and Muhlenberg had that comeback win against Wilson, it was a big-time performance from Eli Hemmings. It was very much of an up-and-down type of performance, but in the end, and especially in the overtime session, Eli Hemmings came up big. He finished with 23 that night, and as well, Justin Armstrong also big that night as he put up 19 points for Muhlenberg. That's the kind of productivity those 2 juniors can do on any given night.
Yeah, they're 2 of the best players in the county. There's no doubt about it. The coaches' all-county vote will be coming up in the next few weeks. And I would not be surprised if they were both on the all-county team. The thing that Matt Flowers wants to see, and I mentioned it to him, against Berks Catholic, his 2 inside players, Michael Miller and Jeffrey Collado, did not score. Let me repeat that. His 2 inside players, Michael Miller, Jeffrey Collado, did not score. That can't happen. He expects them to be more productive, to be a lot more productive tonight against Wilson.
Yeah, Michael Miller certainly is a big piece of that. He talks about him being his best player, and he's not his best basketball player, but he's his best athlete for sure. Michael Miller is going to play college football, but he is a very good athlete. And the game against Reading High, he was outstanding early on. He had 8 points in the first quarter, but then he got himself in foul trouble and could not stay on the floor. Ended up fouling out early on in the second half in that game, and ultimately helping Reading's cause in that regard. And then we talked about it in the Berks Catholic game. He picked up his first foul, and it was the fourth quarter. It was absolutely polar opposites, but the difference is that Michael Miller wasn't aggressive that night. And so That's what Matt Flowers is kind of talking about, trying to find a happy medium. Like, you got to be more aggressive than you were in the Berks Catholic game, but not overly aggressive where you get yourself in foul trouble and you're not helping us out by sitting on the bench. But it's there, but being able to put it and harness it in the right direction, because Michael Miller on the floor is important for the Mules. I thought against Berks Catholic he was a lot more passive than we have seen him this year, including the Berks, or not the Berks Catholic game, excuse me, the Reading game.
Reading game, correct.
Yeah. He needs to be aggressive and play smart. Don't commit fouls 30 feet from the basket. If you commit a foul going up for a rebound or trying to contest a shot, sure, why not? An inside shot. But he's got to keep that in mind. Do not commit fouls in the backcourt or 30, 35 feet away from the basket. We're going to take a timeout. Back with our keys to the game, our starting lineups, our Huber Auto Group spotlight, and a whole lot more as we get you set for Muhlenberg and Wilson tonight on WEEU.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Support your Berks County community while purchasing great new and used furniture, appliances, and building supplies at the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore carries brand name new and used appliances, furniture, home decor, and more. Many new items are manufacturer direct and are available at unbeatable prices. Stop by the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or visit our website at restoreberks.org for more information. This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's kettle chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Valentine's Day is around the corner. Billy's Homemade Candies has fresh dipped strawberries, chocolate charcuterie boards, milk and dark chocolate Dubai bars, and more for that special someone. Place your order by calling 610-929-1673. Stop by the location at 4949 Kutztown Road in Temple. Billy's Homemade Candies open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays from 9 to 2. Again, Wilson and Muhlenberg battling one another on the final game of the regular season for these two teams. They're headed to the playoffs. Our coverage as well headed to the playoffs. We will have a quarterfinal for the boys on Monday night. Sites and teams and location to be determined. It'll be Monday night at 7 o'clock, and we'll have it for you here on WEU, both on the radio and our free video stream. And then the coverage on Wednesday begins at 3:45 in the afternoon, as we will have 4 for you. 2 girls semifinals, 2 boys semifinals. Obviously, the teams are to be determined, but the first game will tip at Santander Arena for the BCIAA playoffs at 4 o'clock. Should be a great night of basketball. These teams on both the boys and girls side have been battling each other all throughout the season, and they get their opportunity to do it on the big floor at Santander Arena. Get your tickets for the BCIAA playoffs. If you can't get there, we'll have the games for you both on the radio and our free video stream as well on our YouTube channel at 8:30 WEU Sports. And then, of course, the county championship games. Girls game is Friday night, the 13th of February at 6, followed by the boys county championship on Friday night at 8 o'clock. We'll have all of that for you here on WEEU. It's time for our keys to the game, brought to you by RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. If you're buying or selling a home, Phil Macaronis is a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame with over 20 years of experience providing countless buyers and sellers keys to their real estate transactions. Call 610-670-2770 and ask for Phil Macaronis for the keys to buying and selling your home. Bulldogs and Mules, and Rich Garcella has his keys to tonight's game.
Let's start with the visiting team. That would be the Wilson Bulldogs. The first thing they want to do is limit turnovers against what Matt Coldren described as the Mules' helter-skelter pressure. In their first meeting back in the first week of January, the Bulldogs committed 19 turnovers, including, I think, 7 in the fourth quarter, which led to their defeat. Second key for Wilson is contain Eli Hemmings and Justin Armstrong. They're two of the better players in the county. Hemmings is coming off just 7 points, scoring just 7 points against Berks Catholic. A lot of that credit should go to Kingston McCoy, maybe the best defensive player in the county. Armstrong had 18 against Berks Catholic, but those two combined for 42 against Wilson in the first meeting. The third key for Wilson, it sounds simple, but it's harder than it sounds. Make shots.
Right.
They got to make shots. They got to find a way to hit open shots, because in order to get Michael Glover going, the guards, the outside shooters have to score. For the home team, the Muhlenberg Muhls, Matt Flowers wants consistent movement. They got stagnant against Berks Catholic, particularly in the second half, both offensively and defensively. He wants to see better movement without the basketball. The second thing is pace. He wants to play at a fast pace because he knows that Wilson will run at times, but they like the half-court game. And the third thing, deny the ball to Michael Glover and double down on him. Reading did just a tremendous job surrounding Michael Glover against the Bulldogs Friday night. Can help keep him under double figures. 7th straight game he's been under double figures. That's a Herculean task, and it's going to fall into the hands, I think, of Michael Miller and Jeffrey Collado.
Well, the big piece of the puzzle is the zone defense, because we talked about it on the night of the Berks Catholic game. The second quarter of the Berks Catholic game, Muhlenberg played as good of an 8 minutes of defensive basketball as a high school basketball team can play. And it wasn't that 3-2 zone defense. They held Berks Catholic, who right now is the number 1 seed in the BCIAA playoffs, to 2 points in that second quarter. It was as good as you could get. Matt Flowers said, yeah, we watched it. We saw how good we could be. We saw what we could do, and we could see what we could do. But they're going to do that. They're going to play a 3-2 zone defense. They're going to run at 1-2-2 and fall back into a 3-2 zone defense. Matt Coldren said, if I was playing against me, I'd play a zone defense. They did not do that much in the first meeting, and that's why Glover was able to handle them. But obviously that's part of the product of playing in that 3-2 zone defense.
If I'm not mistaken, because it is almost 2 weeks ago, I think that's the zone. When Matt Flowers went to zone, helped them get back in the game against Reading High. And they almost pulled it out. They were down by a lot. They made it close, very close, but Reading was able to hold off the Mules. Yeah, that zone is very effective, especially when you have the long arms of Eli Hemmings at the top of it.
Well, that leads us right to our spotlight, brought to you by Huber's Auto Group. Tonight we focus the spotlight on the Mules' 6'4" junior Eli Hemmings. Huber's is the region's answer for your car rental needs, whether taking the whole crew in a luxury van to Florida, just a few days in the mountains and SUV. Huber's stands by their reservations, ensuring the ride you book is the ride you get. Check out their inventory, get a quote at HuberAuto.com. That's Huber, Huber, auto.com. And Eli Hemmings is the Mules' leading scorer. We talked about the fact that Michael Miller and Matt Flowers talks about Michael Miller being their best player. He's their best athlete, all-around athlete. But their best basketball player, without a doubt, is Eli Hemmings, the 6'4" junior. 16.2 points per game. And again, he kind of took over this game in the end stretch and then into overtime when Muhlenberg won that game in West Lawn. He can be a matchup problem. And I think for a Wilson team, look, we kidded about it on Friday night in the Reading High game that Matt Coldren had fallen into a zone defense against Reading High. And that's a story when a zone is being played by the home team in West Lawn. But they're going to play man-to-man defense predominantly. Is there a player for Wilson who can match up with Eli Hemmings for 32 minutes?
I'll bet you a nickel that Wilson doesn't play man the whole game. I especially with how effective that zone was against Reading last Friday night. I think they're going to come out of it unless they have tremendous success shutting down Hemmings. But you're right. Who's going to stop him? Because he could shoot the mid-range, and he could take guys inside, and he is long. And he is a terrific offensive rebounder. The other guy who's going to stop Justin Armstrong his penetration. Armstrong is so good with the basketball, going to the basket, whether scoring or dishing. And Wilson needs somebody to stop him.
Yeah, and they're going to use that 1-2-2 as Muhlenberg to try to force steals. And Hemmings out at the point of that 1-2-2 with that length. And they like to try and trap off of it. Now, what Wilson has done, and this goes all the way back to Reggie Weiss used to do this, where he would clear everybody out and let his big man take it up the floor. And Matt Coldren said, that's what we will try and do if we can effectively do that. Now, if they trap out of it, it's a different story because you don't want Michael Glover going up against a trap. But if it's a man-to-man of any kind, then they will clear it out, let Michael Glover, as great of an athlete as he is, bring the ball up the floor. Not your traditional point guard, but obviously a great next-level athlete is the junior football standout Michael Glover. So if they have to, they'll let Glover bring the ball up the floor and figure out how to do it from that point in time. But with Armstrong and Hemmings out in the front and forming the trap, that's going to be the key for Muhlenberg, and that's another way that Hemmings can affect this game out at the top of that 1-2-2. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society. They've been serving authentic homemade Italian dishes for over 110 years. New memberships are now being accepted for only $10. The facility at 311 Hazel Street in Reading is also available for rental for private parties, banquets, and celebrations. Victor Emmanuel, a taste of Italy, right here in Reading. For the Bulldogs, coached by one of their own. We'll love to see this. In both cases tonight, they are both coached by one of their own, both Matt Flowers for Muhlenberg and Matt Coldren for Wilson, both products of the program in which they now coach. Matt Coldren now in his 25th season in West Lawn since taking over for Reggie Weiss. 445 wins, 211 losses. That is fifth best in the county, right behind Reggie Weiss, who ultimately won 458 games in his coaching career on the boys' side, 564, including his time here at Muhlenberg, coaching both the girls and the boys after his time in West Lawn. But we can tell you that Matt Coldren will be a newly inducted member of the Berks County Sports Hall of Fame. The 2026 class will be coming out and be announced over the course of the next couple of days and weeks, but Matt Coldren will be a part of that class. We're honored to be able to share that news with him, but he is rightfully going to be putting his name in the Berks County Sports Hall of Fame. His lineup tonight will include Michael Glover, as we talked about, 6'3" and a junior, along with Peter Calfala, 6'2" and a senior. The guards, Nashar Mikado, the sophomore, is going to handle the basketball more often than not, 5'9" sophomore. Nemo McClain, more of a defender than he is an offensive player, 6'2" and a senior. And then Carell Akings, 5'10" and a senior. Akings, the leading scorer at 11.6 a game. Calfala at 10.5 after his 21 Friday night against Reading High. Glover at 7.9. Again, he had a career-high 24 in the first meeting between these two teams. For Matt Flowers, now in his fifth season, of course, spent a long time as an assistant at Reading High. Now steps back here at Muhlenberg, the 2001 graduate of Muhlenberg. In his fifth season, 81 wins and 43 losses already in his career, including his 14-5 record so far in 2026. The forwards, Rich mentioned them a moment ago in his keys, and that's Jeff Collado and Michael Miller. Not big size-wise, but big strength-wise. Collado at 6'1", Miller at 6 foot, Hemmings at 6'4" and a junior, Nelson Malave 6 foot and a junior, and Justin Armstrong also a junior and 5'10". Hemmings at 16.2 a game, Armstrong at 13.5, and you can never forget about Nelson Malave, 11.8. He can score with the basketball, and he can affect this game as well. There's no doubt about that. He had a career-high 25 against Berks Catholic. In that loss against Berks Catholic, he had another big game that night as well. So Nelson Malave can easily get you 15 to 20 on any given night. And as again, Miller can be a factor in this game for sure as well, averaging at 6.4 points per game. Muhlenberg and Wilson, that's our matchup tonight. Don't forget, coming up after our Pizza Como Temple post-game show here in Lauderdale, we'll send things back to the WEEU studios with Matt Knob and Jeff Nolan with the scoreboard show right up until 10 o'clock. And then the basketball is not finished because the Philadelphia 76ers and the Golden State Warriors will be going after one another on the West Coast at 10 o'clock. Tom McGinnis will have the call of that one for you. Sixers and Warriors tonight at 10 o'clock here on WEEU. So a full night of basketball here for you tonight on the regular season finale here on WEEU. It is the Wilson Bulldogs. The Muhlenberg Muhls will take a timeout. We're back with our tip-off from Lauderdale right after this on WEEU in Reading.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Welcome back to Lauderdale. It's time for our tip-off. Our tip-off is presented to you by the Coley Insurance Group. Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance. The Coley Insurance Group with locations in Muhlenberg and Wyomissing. They're a fully independent insurance agency with access to over 40 top-rated insurance carriers to ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they have got you covered. Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. The power of choice is yours. Call their team today, 484-848-6088. Again, the Wilson Bulldogs in their visiting red with a white trim. Mules, their home whites with the blue and gold trim. Bulldogs with Michael Glover, Peter Kalfala inside, Nashar Mikado, Nemo McClain, and Kirill Akings around the perimeter. The Mules will have Jeffrey Collado and Michael Miller inside, Justin Armstrong, Eli Hemmings, and Nelson Malave around the perimeter. That's the starting five. Our officiating crew for tonight's game, Tim Negrini, Tom Gwizdowski, and Jonathan Hoffman. We are set to go in front of yet another capacity crowd here on our high school basketball circuit. This one is now underway, and it'll be the Mules who will control the opening tip. Hemmings with the basketball, guarded by McClain, who tries to back him down immediately. Hemmings misses it. Michael Glover comes down with a rebound. Up ahead for Kafala, and the Mules will settle back into that 3-2 zone, actually a 2-3 zone defense with Hemmings and Armstrong out top.
And when Glover gets his hands on the ball, there'll be 2 or 3 Mules surrounding him.
Akings from distance buries the three.
They're the kind of shots the Bulldogs have to hit to open room for Glover inside.
Number 38 in the season, Hemmings to match that is well off the mark. Ball loose on the floor. Miller's battling it with Mercado, and eventually Miller has it. They'll tie it up, and they will go to the possession arrow to determine who will get the ball. It's Michael Miller and Nashar Mercado tangled up with one another. And it will be it will be Wilson basketball.
Should be.
They're going to stop this right now.
Yep.
This is great officiating because it started right away. It's the ball's tied up on the floor. This has become a thing this season where the ball's tied up, the officials call it a jump ball, and the players don't want to give up the ball. It's a dead ball. There's nothing macho about it. It's just foolishness, and the officials have stopped this right away. Great to see. Good officiating work.
Yeah, it's a veteran crew, and we haven't seen Jonathan Hoffman all year, but we know he is a very, very capable official, along with Tim Negrini and Tom Gostowski.
Wilson beats the pressure, leaves Calfalo open in the corner for three. That's no good and long, and ultimately it's Hemmings who runs it down in the corner. Mules look to push it. Malave up to the foul line, lost the handle on it. Wilson will take it right back. Here's Mercado on the open floor, kicks it to McLean in the baseline. Armstrong steals it right away from him.
Armstrong with such quick hands.
Picked his pocket, has it back the other way for Muhlenberg. Now goes the floor, gets the bucket.
Some contact. Looked like McLean got away with some contact when Armstrong went to the basket. Nevertheless, it's 3-2 Wilson.
So Armstrong with a steal on one end, the bucket on the other. Akings with another long three, and that too is good. Corell Akings deep from the left side, deep from the right. It's 6-2 Wilson.
We talked about him. He is capable of scoring 25 on any given night.
Malave to match that is good. Nelson Malave with the home run for Muhlenberg makes it a 6-5 game and a very early Muhlenberg 30-second timeout.
Yeah, Matt Flowers doesn't like what he's seeing, I think, especially on the defensive end. I don't think it's the offensive end. I think it's the defensive end that he's unhappy with, that Corell Akings had two open, although they were deep, they were open three-pointers.
His words are, he uses this terminology a lot, and his cohort at Reading, Rick Perez, uses it a lot, and that's touch them. They want them to have their hands at and within hand's reach of touching the player you're guarding. And look, I can understand why, because Corell Akings was 25 feet away, but that doesn't mean anything. They still want you out there and getting a hand in the defenders around him to keep him from getting an open shot. Corell Akings with a 6-5 lead thanks to his 2 threes.
It's just to make the offensive players uncomfortable. That's basically what the goal is.
This is more of a 2-2-1 here for Muhlenberg. They beat it, but Calfalo throws it away as it's knocked away by Michael Miller on the defensive end. The Mules have it back, but Akings takes it right back on the other end. Akings going to stutter step his way and then kick it out. Ball was knocked loose. Hemmings picks it up. Great bounce pass up ahead for Armstrong, and he lost the handle on it.
We played 2 minutes and 12 seconds, and each team has 3 turnovers.
And they've come
Very
on
sloppy.
the other end of another turnover.
Yeah.
They've been back-to-back turnovers in each one of the 3. So we got 5:48 left to go, and it's 6-5 Muhlenberg on top. And now it's more the 1-2-2 with Hemmings out at the top. Malave and Hemmings knocks it loose. There's another Bulldog turnover. Hemmings has it back. He will wait for help. Swinging around for Miller. Left side, Malave left alone for 3, and it's good.
And just like that, Muhlenberg turns the steal into a 3-point shot. Again, the Wilson guards, Mercado particularly, has to respect the speed and the quickness of the Mules against this pressure.
Good look up ahead for Glover, who finds that cutting McLean, who gets the bucket and a foul.
Really?
Dish from Glover, bucket for Nemo McLean, and an opportunity to make this into a 3-point play.
I'm not sure who it might be Collado or Malave. It's
not posted on the scoreboard. I thought it was on Collado. But McLean is going to shoot. It is Collado.
Yep.
So the first foul of the basketball game against either side is on Jeffrey Collado, putting McLean at the free throw line. They haven't put the bucket up yet on the board.
No, they haven't.
No.
Should be
so
9.
That scoreboard is not correct. Right.
And remember the last time we heard there were issues with the scorer's table
here we
and
go.
the scoreboard. Yep.
They didn't count the bucket when he made the shot. So now they're confirming. Make sure it's right.
Yeah, the Muhlenberg-Reading game, the officials, notably the head official, Jim Murray, that night, had to come over to the table at least 4 times. And they weren't short visits either. And we don't know, we don't know what was going on. But here early, less than 3 minutes into the game, there's an issue.
It took a couple seconds off the clock as well. I think that's what happened. They just changed it from 5:14 to 5:10. So I think in the attempt to figure out the score, they did not start the clock properly. So it's 5:10 left to go. It's 9-8 Muhlenberg on top. Inside look. They try to get it to Miller. They forced it. Calfalo knocked it loose. Miller tipped it back, and last touch by Muhlenberg, so it's a turnover for the Mules.
Yeah, Miller tried to get the ball back, and he just lost. He tipped it out of bounds, and Michael Glover just let it go out.
So 4 turnovers each now. We haven't played yet 3 minutes of basketball. Akings with a couple of threes for Wilson. Malave with a couple of threes for Muhlenberg. Klein out between the circles to the right side for Mercado, looking for the low entry pass for Kafala. That's nothing there. Now Glover a long way from the basket out on the left wing. Now he'll go back inside. McLean going to pop for three. That's off the rim, no good. Glover knocks it loose, runs down the rebound. Another look for Wilson.
Great job on the offensive glass by Glover.
Kafala with a spin and a kick for Akings and three. This time it spins out. Miller fends off Mercado, gets the rebound for Muhlenberg. Malave wants to go in the open floor. Malave will now wait for help. 9-8 Mules on top, 4:15 to go. Look inside for Miller, who took his eye off. It was a good idea from Malave. Miller did not continue to cut through. Mules turn it right back.
Just an incredible, sloppy basketball by both teams. That was an unforced error. Muhlenberg last week against Berks Catholic committed 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter and 2 in overtime, which led to their defeat against the Saints. Got to take better care of that ball.
Wilson will bring the first couple of substitutions into this game. Kaylor Cornish, a 6'1 sophomore. Jaden Lockhart, a 6-foot junior, both checking into the game at the same time for Wilson. Akings, Kafala, and Glover stay out there. Lockhart from the right wing, back and around for Cornish. To the high post for Kafala, catch and shoot from the line, no good. Lockhart flies in to get the rebound, could not control it. It goes out of bounds to Muhlenberg. And now we're going to get our first substitutions for Muhlenberg. Jaden Perez, 6'4 senior. Josh Miller, 6'1 sophomore, will check into the game. Miller and Collado come out.
Wilson's being very patient on offense when they're not turning it over and has gotten some really good shots, good looks at the basket.
3:35 to go. Armstrong with the basketball, trying to shake the loose of Lockhart. Gives it up for Malave instead, guarded by Akings.
You know how pesky Lockhart can be on defense.
Malave now brings Perez out to set a screen for him out between the circles. Both Wilson players go to him. Leaves Perez open. Looking for an opening. Perez drives. Kicks it to the corner. Josh Miller's open for three. Misses everything. And rebounded by Cornish. Good find to the open man in the corner, but Miller couldn't hit. And Wilson has it right back, down by a point. Cornish, right side. Kafala will pop for three. That's good.
Kafala had a big night against Reading with 21, reading it my incorrect note.
15th three of the season for Peter Kafala puts the Bulldogs at a 4-point advantage, largest lead for either side. Perez, top of the key, swings around for Armstrong. Armstrong with a drive, dumps it inside nicely for Malave and two. No, whistle beforehand. There was a contact beforehand. Honestly, I did not hear the whistle.
Looks like it's on Akings.
It is on Corell Akings.
Yeah,
there was a bump between Armstrong and Akings, but I didn't hear the whistle.
I thought Armstrong got away with a push-off. He extended his off arm into Akings, and I thought they were just going to let him play, and then the official made the call.
Substitution for Muhlenberg is Ryan Hutchinson, a sophomore. Substitute for Wilson is Gabe Niembo, a 6'4 sophomore. He tried to save it as he knocked away the inbounds pass, but knocked it out of bounds. It'll stay Muhlenberg basketball. Mules down by 4, late first quarter. They will inbound right from the corner, right by Wilson's bench. Olave, Hutchinson, Josh Miller, Hemmings, and Perez, the 5 on the floor. Bring Hemmings out high. He's got the opening for the 3, doesn't take it. Now the defense crashes around him. Tries to win it off the dribble, dumps it inside for Hutchinson, couldn't hold it. Turnover Muhlenberg.
Number 6.
Here's Akings in the open floor. Fakes it to Cornish, who traveled it right back.
Number 5. Wow, just really sloppy basketball by both teams.
2:17 to go in the first. 12-8 Bulldogs on top. And blood pressure soaring for two guys named Matt. One Flowers, the other Coldren. Hemmings guarded by Cornish will bring it up the floor for Muhlenberg. Swings it around for Malave and around for Josh Miller. There's the cutter, and Malave is going to lead to a layup.
Really nice look by Josh Miller and a great cut by Malave.
Malave with 8 of Muhlenberg's 10, 12-10. Mules trail it. 1:50 to go. Bulldogs have the ball. Cornish around for Lockhart. Right back to Cornish on the right wing against the 2-3 zone defense of Muhlenberg. Lockhart left alone for three off the back iron. Kelfala with a Bulldog offensive rebound. Works his way inside. The scoop is no good. Here comes Malave in the run out from Muhlenberg. Malave through traffic, up off the rim, no. Hustling down is Akings, pulls down the rebound for Wilson. Bulldogs still up by 2. They've got the basketball. 1:20 left in the first. Kelfala thought about it, decides not to. Now he'll take it from the right side. This one is short. Hutchinson flies in, gets the rebound from Muhlenberg. Muhls looking to tie or take the lead with a 3 as Hutchinson flies in, and a bucket and a foul. Lockhart tried to draw the charge. They called him for the block. Count the bucket and a foul. Ryan Hutchinson, with the score, with the score, and a chance to make this a three-point play, and with that, give Muhlenberg the lead.
Yeah, Lockhart was trying to set up for the charge, but I think he never stopped and never set his feet, and the officials called him for the blocking foul.
Hutchinson averages 3.5 points per game. Going to match that here, but he comes up empty on the free throw, so we're tied at 12 with a minute to go in the first. Lockhart, Mercado, McLean back out there for Wilson, along with Niembo and Kelfala. As Garrell Akings takes his first breather. Down to 40 seconds to go in the first. Wilson in no hurry. Working her outside around the perimeter as a skip pass to Lockhart in the far left corner. Can't get by Josh Miller. Now he needs some help. Works it inside for Niembo. Wasn't expecting it. Runs it down at the foul line. Back to Lockhart with 25 seconds to go.
Well, Matt Coldren yelling out, I think he's going to play for one. Yes, he is.
They started his possession with about 50 seconds to go. I don't know if it was intention to run it down to 0, but they are going to try to do that now. With now 12 seconds to go in the first. Mercado trying to get by Hemmings. Can't do it. Lockhart up and over Hemmings, who blocked it, but Kelfala's there to clean it up for Wilson. Peter Kelfala with a putback. Hemmings from half court. Good if it goes, it does not. But the follow on the offensive glass by Peter Kelfala sends Wilson to the first quarter break with the lead after 8. Wilson 14, Muhlenberg 12. Back with more high school basketball on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
When the pressure's on and it's time to make your best move, the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams Platinum Realty is here to help you score big in today's real estate market. Whether you're buying, selling, or planning your next play, Susan's experience and dedication make her the MVP you want on your side. For winning results and a team that never stops hustling, trust the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams, your home court advantage.
We start quarter number 2 alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. 14-12, Bulldogs on top on a putback by Peter Kelfala. He's got 5. Carell Akings has 6 of Wilson's 14 points. They lead it by 2. Muhlenberg with the basketball to start quarter number 2. Still Hutchinson, Josh Miller, Jaden Perez, Eli Hemmings, and Nelson Malave. The 5 on the floor for the Mules. Hemmings still looking for his first points. Yeah. How about that?
He only had 7 against Berks Catholic last Thursday. He hasn't gotten his offense going. McLean on him right now.
Left him slightly alone. Good look inside for Hutchinson on the post-up. Misses the shot, and Glover comes up with a rebound.
Yeah, that was a wonderful pass by Hemmings.
So the Bulldogs with the basketball in a 2-point lead. Kelfala, who had the bucket at the end of the quarter, kicks it out for Mercado, around for McLean, Akings, and Glover. Here's Mercado for 3. That's no good. Tipped in control by by Josh Miller. Here comes Muhlenberg back the other way. Poked away by McLean. Turned over by Muhlenberg. Glover in the open floor. Will wait for some help. But he throws it away. Turned over right back. There's Hemmings in the open floor. Goes right at Kelfala, who blocked it and fouled him. So Peter Calfalo would call for the foul, but Eli Hemmings, as we just got done saying, looking for his first points of the night, will try it at the free throw line, shooting 2.
Neither team very sharp, especially on offense, just in a way too many turnovers.
Hemmings makes the first of 2. No substitutions at the free throw stoppage. We're only 58 seconds into the second quarter. Wilson with a non-leaguer to finish up this regular season for them Thursday night at Harrisburg. And the second by Hemmings is no good. Long rebound is run down by Nemo McClain. So it's a 14-13 game. Wilson still on top, and they've got the basketball. Again, it's the 2-3 zone defense that Muhlenberg has shown in the half court so far tonight. To the corner for Glover. To the post, it's Calfalo, but from behind, Hemmings blocked it and fouled him. Eli Hemmings picks up his first foul against the Mules in the second quarter.
Hemmings in disbelief, but nevertheless, the call was made and the foul is on him, and Calfalo has a chance to score 2.
Calfalo at the free throw line this season is a 73% free throw shooter. And the first here is good. So a good start for Calfalo and for Akings. Akings had the 2 threes early on. Speaking of offense, here comes the microwave for the Wilson Bulldogs. That's Ronaldo Gonzalez.
We saw him the other night against Reading. Came in the game in the third quarter. Did not hesitate his first touch. Buried a 3. He scored 10 points, 4 for 4 on his first 4 shots. Gave the Bulldogs a lift and really got him back in the game.
He'll come in for Calfalo, who made both free throws. So it's a 3-point Wilson advantage now at 16-13.
As Matt Coldren said, Gonzalez isn't on the floor as much because he's not quite good enough on defense. He's still learning to play defense.
Armstrong with the basketball, looks for the cutter, kicks it out instead for Perez. Off the Malave screen, who now pops out and gets it from Perez, who sets the screen. Malave goes the other way as Glover hedges out at him. Good decision by Nelson Malave to go the other way from Michael Glover. Now another screen. Malave will drive, gets his man up in the air, and causes the contact.
Nice play. Really nice play. Draws the foul on McClain.
His first, Bulldogs first, and it'll put Malave at the free throw line for the first time tonight. Malave with a good first quarter, scored 8 of Muhlenberg's 12 first quarter points. First is good. Malave in double figures 11 times in Muhlenberg's so far 19 games, and well on that way to that right now. In fact, he makes this free throw, he's there.
He kept them in this game offensively. Nobody else has done much at all.
To match the 2 threes that Carl Akings made early for Wilson. His second free throw gets a lot of real estate on the rim, but comes up empty. Another 1 out of 2 at the free throw line for Muhlenberg. That has been a problem of late for Muhlenberg. 16-14 as a result.
The first meeting against Wilson, the Mules were 15 for 33 from the line.
And they made a lot of 1 out of 2s when Berks Catholic was coming back. Here's Gonzalez open for the corner, and there it is.
Instant offense. Michael Glover found him in the left corner.
Gonzalez with the 3, and now quickly up the other end. Michael Miller hits the deck hard. The shot rolled off the rim, but Miller will shoot 2. Miller, who just committed a little while ago last week to continue his football career at Clarion, will get up. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Fouls on Mercado, his first team third. Yeah, I like that, though. He took the basket, went hard to the basket, and drew the foul.
So Michael Miller looking for his first points of the game. Will also try to get it done at the free throw line, and he misses the first. So again, as Rich said, they struggled at the line in the overtime win against Wilson, and they struggled at the line in the overtime loss to Berks Catholic. Two out of 5 so far tonight. 2 out of 6 so far tonight for Muhlenberg. With another free throw coming from Miller. And that also is no good. Battle for the rebound, and Akings ends up with it. So it stays a 19-14 lead for Wilson, their largest lead. A three by Gonzalez, who now waits for help on the other end of the floor. Back from Mercado. A lot of dribbling right now as the Mules have come out of that zone. Gonzalez, good cut by Akings, couldn't handle the pass, has to gather, kick, open in the corners, Mercado, and that's a good three for Wilson again.
Great find by Akings.
Nashar Mercado with his 6-3. Here's Perez on the other end to match that. That's no good. Hutchinson with a putback from Muhlenberg is no good, and now a whistle to stop the play. 22-14, Wilson on top on the three by Mercado.
Yeah, I think Hutchinson got fouled as he was bringing down another rebound, and I think the ball is going to be out of bounds, yes. Let's see who the foul's on.
Kofala back in for Wilson. Hemmings and Josh Miller back in for Muhlenberg. As McLean will come out.
Picks up his second foul. That's why he's taking a seat.
It's 4 fouls now against Wilson, who leads by 8. 22-14. There's Armstrong, foul line jumper, no. Rebounded by Gonzalez. So the Mules coming up empty, and the Wilson Bulldogs with a chance to make this a double-digit game with 4:45 to go in the first half. Kofala trying to get by Malave, can't do it. Looks for help, gets it to Akings at the foul line. Guarded by Josh Miller in the Muhlenberg now man-to-man defense. Pick and roll for Kofala into the corner for Gonzalez. Baseline Euro step move, blocked and fouled. That's going to be number 2 on Hemmings. Hemmings with the block, but on the follow-through gets called for the foul. His second puts Gonzalez on the free throw line for Wilson.
Right now, Muhlenberg, Matt Flowers said to us before the game, he's trying to get this team into a rhythm. They have 3 games this week, and he's glad they have 3 games. He's trying to get them into a better rhythm, and right now offensively, they're not in that rhythm at all. Hemmings and Armstrong don't have Armstrong has 1 basket, Hemmings has none.
Gonzalez at the free throw line after making the 3 in the corner, now adds to the Wilson lead, making the first of 2 free throws and the second. It is a double-digit lead for Wilson, 24-14, still 4:25 left to go in the second quarter.
Malave's been the only Mule player to get his offense going. And now Glover commits a foul way away from the basket. Yeah,
that's team foul number 5. That's going to put him on the line.
Not a very smart foul by Michael Glover. 30 feet away from the basket.
I haven't figured out yet that that's the 5th team foul. It should be.
It's 5.
By my count, it is.
By my count, it is too.
Scoreboard had 4 up.
It did.
So they're double checking. 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
I feel like we've been here before.
There you go. Now they just put a 5th on the scoreboard. So Nelson Malave should be shooting 2 for Muhlenberg. He's already at the line. He's like, all I need is the ball, guys.
I think he knew. Yeah.
So Malave, who Rich said has been the bulk of the offense so far, 9 of the 14 points so far scored by Muhlenberg, and a chance to make it more at the free throw line, shooting 2. First is good. So there's Malave in double digits for the 12th time this season. Again, averages 11.8 a game. And off to a great start right now, thankfully, for Muhlenberg.
Yeah, he scored 41 in 2 games against Berks Catholic, had 9 against Wilson in the first meeting.
And makes them both here. 24-16 now our score.
Matt Flowers rolling the dice, keeping Hemmings on the floor with 2 fouls.
It also allows them to get into this trap now because they finally got a bucket. To get points out of it, they can go to that 1-2-2. Wilson beats it, they get it to Glover, and it's in the bucket. It's going to be offensive goaltending anyhow. Josh Miller touched it while the ball was in the cylinder. Good look from Kofala, bucket for Glover. First points of the night, by the way, from Michael Glover. With that, Gonzalez out, Lockhart back in. We're halfway through the second quarter. Inside, post up is Hemmings. Looking for his first field goal. Kicks it instead, Josh Miller, corner 3, yes.
Yeah, we know Josh Miller can hit that. especially if he's open, and he was that time. Hemmings with a nice look.
A much-needed tray from the Mules to make it a 7-point game with 3:35 to go. Again, Wilson gets it across half court to Kelfala, who will lay it in.
That's a great pass by Mercado.
Kelfala now with 9, and the lead is 9. 28-19. 3:25 left to go. Hemmings fakes. Hemmings drives. Hemmings blocked by Kelfala. Controlled by Wilson. Back the other way come the Bulldogs. Up ahead, Akings to Lockhart off the glass. No. Lover follows and is fouled. Great defensive play by Peter Kelfala on the other end to reject Eli Hemmings.
Yeah, wonderful defense by Kelfala. 2 leapers there, him and Hemmings. Bob, this is what Matt Flowers talked about. Consistent for 32 minutes. The Mules have not played well offensively here in the first half. And really, they've not played well defensively here in the second quarter.
I believe the foul was on Josh Miller. He'll come out as Michael Glover, who had the offensive rebound, inbounds for the Bulldogs with 3:10 to go in the half. Danger point right now for Muhlenberg. They're down 9 with 3 minutes to go in the first half. And Wilson can take the air out of any basketball game with a lead. Lockhart beats Hemming off the dribble, reverses his ground, and now Kelfala will run a little time. Drives into traffic, through a lot of traffic, no good. Gets his own rebound on the opposite side, back up with it. That's no good. Akings with a third shot for the Bulldogs.
Great persistence by the Bulldogs.
An 11-point Wilson lead with 2:30 left to play. Malave with a step-back 3. That's no good. Nothing but Bulldogs underneath for the rebound. 30-19 Wilson on top. And they've got the basketball. Mercado gives it back for Akings. Inside look, Lockhart stopped coming towards it. Armstrong stole it away. Armstrong to Hemmings, no, walked. Traveled before the bucket. Muhlenberg will give it right back. Jaden Perez will check back into the game for Muhlenberg. Jeffrey Collado out. Matt Flowers looking for some offense from somewhere. So it's Mercado, Lockhart, Akings, Glover, and Kelfala, the 5 on the floor right now for Wilson. As Muhlenberg now in a man-to-man in the full court press. Token at that. Mercado will take the ball across the half-court stripe. Hounded by Armstrong. Gives it up for Akings on the right wing. Guarded by Hemmings. Glover a long way from the basket. Akings spots open for 3. This one rims out. Lockhart with another rebound for the Wilson Bulldogs on the offensive side.
He's a real spark plug for Wilson, defensively and rebounding.
Wilson right now dominating the offensive glass here in the second quarter. Lockhart drives, kicks it back for Mercado. Stutter step, kicks it back for Lockhart.
Wilson's got to be patient. They don't have to hurry.
Mercado takes the 3. No, long rebound. Mercado dumps it inside to Kelfala.
Oh, what a play
2.
by Mercado. My goodness, what a play.
Time out Muhlenberg on the great touch pass for Mercado. Maybe a shot Matt Coulter didn't want, but he fouled up his own miss. And then the touch pass inside sends us to a timeout with Wilson on top, 32-19, 1:19 to go in the first half. When we're back to Laurel after this on WEEU in Reading.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Valentine's Day is around the corner. Billy's Homemade Candies has fresh dipped strawberries, chocolate charcuterie boards, milk and dark chocolate Dubai bars, and more for that special someone. Place your order by calling 1673, or stop by the location. It's at 4949 Kutztown Road in Temple. Billy's Homemade Candies, open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Muhlenberg with a basketball and in a danger spot right now.
Yeah, Matt Coldren is getting his wish right now. Other guys are making shots for Wilson. Michael Glover has just 2 points, but other players are stepping up.
In the paint for Michael Miller. Turnaround, no. Malave battling with Mercado for the rebound. Mercado lost his balance and kind of undercut Malave a little bit. Gets called for the foul. That's going to be his second. And the Bulldogs are already over the limit. We knew that from the last time. So that's going to put Muhlenberg and Michael Miller at the free throw line. Yeah. So during that timeout, it was a bit of an animated Muhlenberg bench, at least on one particular side. And that'd be the head coach, Matt Flowers.
Yeah, the head coach is not happy. He is a 32 minutes of effort guy, and he is not getting that right now from the Mules.
Nelson Malave at the free throw line, misses the first of 2. Now 3 out of 5 at the right for Malave. Armstrong, Hutchinson, Miller, Michael Miller that is, along with Hemmings and Malave, the 5 on the floor for the Mules. Akings, McLean, Kelfala, Taylor Cornish now in for Wilson along with Jay Lockhart. Inside of a minute to go in the second. Wilson's advantage is 13 and make it 12 as Malave makes 1 out of 2. 32-20 our score. And Malave has 12 of Muhlenberg's 20. Ball kicked out of bounds. It'll stay Wilson basketball.
Really good defense by Malave on Lockhart. Malave thought the ball went off Lockhart. The officials ruled otherwise. Let's see. If Wilson gets the ball into the front court, let's see if they try to play for 1 here, up 12 with less than a minute left.
55.6 to be specific. I would imagine Matt Coldren would like to. So no matter whether or not he can with Wilson, with Muhlenberg's defense, which is out of the zone and playing man-to-man for the most part here in the second quarter.
Mules have a foul to give before Wilson gets into the bonus situation.
Backdoor cut to Kelfala is a layup.
Really nice pass by Kalen Cornish.
8 for Kelfala in the quarter, 13 on the night. The lead is 14. 34-20, Wilson on top. Armstrong, trap, gives it up for Hemmings. 24 seconds to go in the corner for Hutchinson, and right back to Hemmings. Hemmings looking for a screen, trying to get by, slips, falls, lost the basketball, turnover Muhlenberg.
Hemmings really struggling for the second straight game. After scoring 7 against Berks Catholic, he has just 1 point here with 15 seconds left in the first half.
So again, Wilson ideally would like to hold for 1 shot here. McLean and Cornish come out. Mercado and Akings back. It's Mercado, Akings, Kelfala, Glover, and Lockhart, the 5 on the floor. 15 seconds to go in the hands of Glover. Here's where they clear out for Glover. No, he's going to give it up for Mercado and set a screen instead. Mercado up the floor. Mercado into traffic. Mercado off the glass and 2 more. Rashard Mercado just kept going. Armstrong to beat the buzzer, no good. That will send us to the half. Wilson Bulldogs with an outstanding 8 minutes of basketball in the second quarter. And as a result of that, they change a 2-point advantage after 1 to a 16-point advantage after 2. We will take a timeout. Back with our Lincoln Plumbing halftime show with Wilson on top of Muhlenberg. 36-20 live on WEEU. High school basketball presented by Savage Auto Group continues after this.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis. No matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU's Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for 50 years, Lincoln Plumbing has the experience to help from a leaky faucet to a whole bathroom remodel. Call 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. We are at halftime in the season finale here in Berks Boys Division I and throughout Berks County tonight in terms of the regular season and in Berks County play. So a number of teams have some games that they need to make up and or non-leaguers over the course of the next couple of days. And then the girls' quarterfinals will start on Saturday, the boys' quarterfinals on Monday for the BCIAA playoffs. But right now it is the Wilson Bulldogs on top of the Muhlenberg Muhls by a score of 36-20. Rich, the pregame show we talked about Muhlenberg playing about as good of a second quarter as possible in the game against Berks Catholic when they were outstanding and shut Berks Catholic down to just 2 points. Well, turnabout is fair play because Wilson did unto them here in the second quarter with a brilliant second 8 minutes.
The brilliance is on both ends of the floor. Offensively, they're scoring layups. We've done so many Muhlenberg games this year. I don't remember a game where the Mules have given up so many layups in a half, or in a game, let alone in a half. Wilson shooting 12 for 26 from the field. On the other end, the defense for Wilson has been phenomenal. Mules just went 1 for 8 in the second quarter, and that was the three from the right corner by Josh Miller. Just an outstanding first half for Wilson. And Bob, I looked at the games, of all the Wilson games that we've done this year, they've not scored 36 in any half, first or second half. And this is a 16-point lead for Wilson. Might as well be a 26-point lead for most teams.
Well, you know what Matt Colger is going to remind them of, and that's January the 5th when they gave up a lead in the fourth quarter and ultimately ended not finishing it off, and Muhlenberg got them tied and then got them in overtime to take that W. And Matt Colger has talked about that with us time and time again. He will certainly remind his troops of that before they exit the locker room. But I would imagine, I'm a little surprised that we can't hear Matt Flowers even as far away as we are from Muhlenberg's locker room right now. He was livid during a second quarter timeout. Cannot be happy, trying to get his team focused on playing postseason basketball and playing a good 32 minutes of basketball to give them a better feel heading into the playoffs, and they did not get that done in the first half.
Look, the Mules haven't won in almost 2 weeks, and they've lost back-to-back games. Again, quality opponents, Reading and Berks Catholic. They haven't lost back-to-back games all year until now. He figured there was a lot of positive energy around the program after the very hard loss to Berks Catholic. He expected them to play well tonight. They have not yet. The thing that I think they need to do in the second half, at least offensively, Justin Armstrong needs to have the ball in his hands. He's been invisible, and that's a credit to Wilson's defense. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He's a creator, he's a scorer, he's a distributor, and Eli Hemmings has to be more aggressive offensively. He only took one shot in the second quarter, 2 in the first.
Yeah, he picked up a couple fouls. He actually lost his footing on a couple drives to the basket. He just has seemed a bit out of sort. The other piece of the puzzle for Muhlenberg is what they want to do is be able to be effective off of that 1-2-2 trap with Hemmings out at the top of it. But if you can't score, you can't get in that 1-2-2 trap. It's very much of a catch-22 situation for Muhlenberg, and the fact that, well, the trap's only good if you can apply it after you score, but if you can't score, then Wilson doesn't have to face that trap on a regular basis.
Well, Wilson forced the Mules to come out of that trap and to go man because they were so patient against that zone and they were getting good shots. They got even better shots against Muhlenberg's man-to-man defense. Like I said earlier, a few minutes ago, I don't remember Muhlenberg allowing as many easy baskets, layups, as they have here in the first half. They don't do that for games, let alone a half. And let's see if they come out fired up in the second half. I'm sure Matt Flowers is fired up. As you said, Bob, he was fired up during that timeout late in the second quarter.
36-20, Wilson on top of Muhlenberg. To Rich's point about the number of points that Wilson has scored, the Bulldogs on the season averaging under 52 points a game. They've got 36 through the first 2 quarters of basketball. So we'll see how the Mules can effectively get themselves back into this basketball game here in quarter number 3. They've still got 16 minutes of work left to do. 36-20 is our score. Peter Kalfala, the leading scorer for Wilson, with 13 points. Grell Akins got off to the great start. He had the first 2 field goals for Wilson, and they were both deep threes. He has 8 at halftime, 5 for Nashar Mercado, 5 for Ronaldo Gonzalez, and 2 for Michael Glover. That's the other piece of it. Michael Glover tore Muhlenberg apart the first time with 24 points in the game. Just 2 points in this one. They haven't really needed the big man for his scoring ability tonight. They've got it from other people. Nelson Malave, good thing he made it here tonight because he's got 12 of Muhlenberg's 20 first-half points.
Yeah, Malave, we know that he is a hard, really tough player, likes to come up big in big situations. He's been their only weapon on offense, really, in the first half. The other thing I didn't mention, Bob, and I don't have the exact totals, but I'm looking at my scorebook. Wilson's killing Muhlenberg on the boards, both at the offensive and defensive end. I have Muhlenberg, I think, for like 8 rebounds, and I can tell you right now, Kalfala has 6 and Glover has 4 alone. So Wilson dominating offensively, defensively, on the glass. They've forced 9 turnovers, just maybe as good a first half as the Bulldogs have played all year.
It has been indeed, and they have, again, 16 more minutes left to play. It's Wilson 36, Muhlenberg 20. We'll take a timeout and back with those final 16 when we come back on WEEU in Reddick.
What if you could have more Mike?
We had a calamity.
More Bob.
Am I going to remember this tomorrow?
More local voices.
You two really complement each other, and it makes for the great show.
And more of what you love in the morning.
Tell me more.
WEEU fans, we heard you loud and clear. So now you can hear Mornings with Mike from 6 to 10, followed by Feedback from 10 to noon. More local voices, more conversation, and more of everything you love in the mornings. Right here on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and Beyond.
Temperatures dropped, and my heating wouldn't kick on, so I called Keith HVAC, Electrical and Plumbing. They had it running fast and at a fair price. That was years ago, and I've trusted them ever since. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, Keith does it all. Honest, fast, professional. They've been around for 30 years for a reason. Call Keith HVAC today. You'll be glad you did.
Keith HVAC Electrical and Plumbing. Quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 610-589-6461 or visit keithhvac.com.
Welcome back. Our Lincoln Plumbing and Heating halftime show winding its way down. Don't forget, our coverage is far from winding its way down. After all, the groundhog sitting next to me, well, not really the groundhog. The groundhog-esque Rich Garcella promises us 6 more weeks of basketball, and he never has failed. And this will be his 4th attempt at that. We will have basketball for you again Monday night quarterfinals, Wednesday 4 semifinals from Santander Arena, and then the county championship games for the girls and boys on Friday night, February the 13th. Get your tickets. Come on out to the Santander Arena and see what we think is going to be a very exciting Berks County basketball playoffs, and we'll have them for you here on WEEU. 36-20, Wilson on top of Muhlenberg as we get set to start period number 3.
Wilson will get the basketball, has possession to start the second half. But let's see if Muhlenberg could get Eli Hemmings and Justin Armstrong going offensively. I think that's their best way to get back in this game.
3 points combined for those two. And add Michael Miller into it, still 3 points because Michael Miller did not score in the first half as well. Backdoor cut. Akins gets himself a layup right out of the locker room.
Beautiful pass by Mercado.
Akins in double figures for the 14th time. The lead reaches 18, 38-20. Hemmings going to back down McLean. Up with a shot, partially blocked, fights for his own rebound, doesn't get it. Kalfala does. Wilson gets it right back. And there's a ball tipped away by Hutchinson. It ends up in the hands of Glover. Glover's going to put up the shot. That's well short. Hutchinson pulls down the rebound. Up ahead for Armstrong. Well, with Malave, Hemmings, and Miller. Malave for three, got it.
Yeah, he's got to take that shot. He was wide open. Malave is a terrific shooter.
His third three of the night. Malave with 15 to make it a 15-point difference on the scoreboard. 38-23, a minute into the third quarter. Kalfala, high post is Glover. Turns, Miller sags off of him. Glover will back him down. Dumps it off nicely. Mercado missed the gimme. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Hutchinson.
They got to break.
Wilson will get it back.
Yeah, they got to break that. What a pass by Glover. Mercado's wide open, going off a screen, and just the ball just hung up on the rim forever and rolled off.
So Ryan Hutchinson getting the start here for Muhlenberg in the third quarter. Here's Mercado. Drives past Malave up off the glass. No, Michael Miller has the rebound. Outlet pass up ahead for Hemmings, who has to wait to catch it. And now will attack and kick. Malave again for three. This one's no good. Hemmings with an offensive rebound. He misses, gets his own rebound, misses it again. Third one is no good, but he's fouled.
Yeah, he was determined to score there. My goodness. And he still couldn't get the shot to fall.
Foul is going to be on Glover, his second. Wilson's first in the third quarter. This third quarter presented to you in part by Financial Planning Advisors. Their team of professional advisors can help guide your investment planning, retirement planning, or planning for the cost of your child's college education. Less than 2% of high school athletes receive a college scholarship. Financial Planning Advisors can help you plan for the increasing costs of college. Get Financial Planning Advisors working on your team. Call them 610-376-6334 or go to financialpa.com. Eli Hemmings at the free throw line and makes the first of two. Just his second point of the night. 1 out of 2 at the free throw line as well in the second quarter. And 2 out of 3 now makes it a 38-25 Bulldog advantage. Again, the full court man-to-man.
Interesting that Matt Flowers decided to start Ryan Hutchinson in the second half instead of Jeffrey Collado. Went for a little more speed rather than size.
And he is in the grill of Corell Akings right now. Let's go. Fala will drive on Hemmings. Spins, gets him up in the air, but missed it. And rebounded by Hemmings. Bulldogs have missed a couple of gimmies in their last couple of possessions. Armstrong back the other way, trying to get himself on track. Foul line jumper, no. Malave flies in, could not control it, tipped it out of bounds. Wilson basketball.
Well, if I'm a Muhlenberg fan, I like the fact that Justin Armstrong worked to get a shot there, and it was a good shot. It just didn't fall for him.
We have seen him score in bunches when he gets it rolling, and he needs to get it rolling now. Just 2 tonight, and it came in the first quarter. Bulldogs beat the pressure, get it up to the half court, and now we're getting a timeout. Bulldogs will call a timeout. Comes with 5:43 left to go here in the third quarter. So a very early second half timeout for Matt Coldren, but he uses just his first timeout tonight. Muhlenberg used 2 timeouts in the first half.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Matt Flowers told us before the game, and he started the game in that zone, 3-2 and a 2-3. They opened the second half in a man-to-man defense and gave up. They've given up a couple golden opportunities from Wilson. Unfortunately for the Bulldogs, they've only been able to convert one of them.
5:43 left to go in the third. Wilson's 16-point halftime lead reached 18. But Muhlenberg has now scored the last 5 in a row. Makes it a 38-25 advantage for the Bulldogs, and they've got the basketball following the timeout. Kalfala, Mercado, Akings, McLean, and Glover, the 5 on the floor for Wilson. Again, Bulldogs pretty much locked into that 4 spot in the BCI AA playoffs. And if that holds true, likely playing Exeter, who's pretty much locked into the 5 spot in the county playoffs. Of course, there is a coach's challenge available once the seedings are determined. Although I don't know that there's a whole lot to challenge at this point in time.
Now, Berks Catholic is locked in as the 1 seed.
Right.
And then looks like Muhlenberg and Reading will be the 2 or the 3.
Glover drives, spins up with his opposite hand. That's his right, and finishes for 2. 40-25, back up to a 15-point lead. 4 points for Michael Glover.
Michael Glover happy to find room in the lane for one of the few times in the last several games.
Here's Hemmings trying to drive on McLean. Tucks, goes up strong. No, gets his own rebound. Put back, no, and he's fouled. So Hemmings just trying to make things happen in the paint, and he's ultimately getting himself and keeping himself involved on the offensive glass. Fowler gets called for the foul. That's his second. Bulldogs second as well. Hemmings shooting 2.
Some confusion. Matt Flowers and Tim Negrini are now bringing over Tom Gwizdowski, another official.
I think there was something going on either on the bench or behind the bench. And so now I think they're going to. They're doing a little security work.
Yep.
They're throwing. It's the student body is behind the Muhlenberg bench.
Yep.
And they're looks like they're. I think the kids got a little bit too close, and they got down near the bench, and so they're cleaning house.
Yep. Security and including a police officer and director of athletics Tim Moyer moving them out.
Yep. Can't impact the game, and of course we had the after the game situation last time between between Muhlenberg and Reading High, so making sure we don't see any more. Eli Hemmings at the free throw line now makes another. It's 3 in a row at the stripe now for Hemmings, all coming here in this third quarter, but that's unfortunately for him right now the only way he's been able to score.
Yeah, but you could see the determination in his eyes here in this quarter. He's gotten a bunch of rebounds.
He misses the second. Kelfala has the rebound, so it's 40-26. Wilson on top. Inside of 5 minutes left to go in the third. McLean left alone on the right side. Gives it back for Mercado. Akings, Glover, and Kelfala. Mercado drives, dumps it for Glover. Glover drives, kicks it back for McLean. McLean needing somebody to come.
Yep.
Ball is loose. Akings picks it up, goes to the rim. No. Fights, gets it back. Dumps it back for Kelfala, who has to regroup. And Wilson does too.
Really nice hustle by Akings to retrieve his own miss.
Yeah, the 50-50 balls have been all Bulldogs. There's Mercado with the drive. Glover inside Kelfala on the post-up. Hemmings over the back.
Yep. Hemmings.
That's his third.
Yep.
First against Muhlenberg here in the third. Bulldogs will inbound underneath.
Bob, what the Bulldogs are doing tonight against Muhlenberg's pressures, they're not trying to do too much. They're staying within themselves, not trying to force the issue here, especially the last 2 quarters.
Akings drives, tucks, misses it, spins off the rim. Hutchinson with a rebound kick out. It's taken away by Kelfala. Kelfala drives, no good, but he's fouled.
That's on Hemmings, and that's his fourth. Wow.
So the outlet pass stolen by Kelfala as he hustles back and comes up with the interception at half court, and then takes it right to the rim and gets the fourth on Hemmings. He will shoot 2. And now what does Matt Flowers do with Eli Hemmings?
Man,
he's down 14 points.
Hemmings is just so frustrated right now.
First is good by Kelfala, make it a 15-point game with another free throw coming.
He's taking him out. Yeah. Josh Miller's coming in along with Jaden Perez.
Yeah, hoping that maybe he can get some offense from somebody and hope that Hemmings.
That's a big loss for the Mules.
Hoping he can hold him off for a little while, because if he's on the floor and picks up the 5th, that makes the road that much tougher. So he'll try to bide himself some time for now as Kelfala makes them both. 15 for Peter Kelfala, and the lead is 16. 42-26. Bulldogs on top. Mules with the basketball. Armstrong off the Perez screen. They trap to him. Perez is open. Fakes the 3. Glover recovers. To the corner for Miller.
Surprised Perez didn't pull the trigger on that 3.
Just
open.
that moment of hesitation allowed Glover to recover. Miller. Michael Miller, that is, for Malave. The cut by Michael Miller. Trying to back down Kelfala. Nothing there. Kicks it corner 3 for Armstrong. Hits the side of the glass. Rebounded by Lockhart on the bounce. Bulldogs have it right back. Quickly up ahead for Akings. Touch pass for Kelfala. Flies the rim and a foul. Michael Miller on the reach-in. Picks up his first. Mules third.
Yeah, he wasn't going to let Kelfala get a freebie on there. It's a smart foul by Miller.
Put Kelfala back at the free throw line where he's 4 for 4 tonight. 73% on the season. Rich mentioned it before. A 21-point performance in the last game for Wilson for Peter Kelfala against Reading High. And he's well on the way to that right now. That gives him 16 on the night with another free throw coming his way. Here comes Ronaldo Gonzalez into the game for Wilson for the first time in the second half as Nashar Mercado will come out.
Mercado, this might be the best game I've seen Mercado play of all the Wilson games. He's a sophomore. He's played very, very well.
Kelfala makes them both. 17 for Kelfala and an 18-point Wilson lead. 44-26 Bulldogs. Armstrong, Josh Miller. Miller, nice crossover dribble, right into traffic. Finds a way, off the glass, no, and Kelfala with a rebound. Lockhart pushes it up the floor to the corner. Gonzalez for the three. Yep.
Instant offense. Unbelievable. Uncanny.
47-26. Muhlenberg timeout. Comes with 3:04 to go. Ronaldo Gonzalez from his favorite spot, the corner three, his second of the night.
Just a stunning. We're here with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. This is stunning. Wilson with a 21-point lead. The fans here are stunned. They don't know what to do.
I'm not sure where Matt Flowers is going to go right now, because he tried the explosive version. Now, it's a very different temperament. This is a who and what are you? Right. He's just trying to figure out do you want to play? I'm not trying to throw salt in the wound. This is a moment of saying you're getting embarrassed. And how do you feel about that? I think he's trying to find the mettle of his team right now.
Yeah, this is not a good sign for the Mules here. The last league game of the regular season, with the playoffs about to begin in 6 days. That's what he's trying to find. Let's play well. Forget the scoreboard. Let's just play well. Let's do the right things. Don't worry about the result.
47-26. Bulldogs have put on a clinic tonight. They lead Muhlenberg on the Mules' home floor with 3:04 left to go in the third quarter. So we'll see how the Mules respond here. Malave, Armstrong, Michael Miller, Jaden Perez, and Josh Miller, the five on the floor for Muhlenberg following the timeout.
Yeah, Josh Miller and Jaden Perez need to be on the floor for offense.
Especially with Hemmings on the bench with 4 fouls.
Yep.
Malave with 15 of the points. Here's Michael Miller from the corner. Perez catch and shoot top for 3. Well off the mark. Ball loose the floor, and Lockhart will pick it up. Lockhart, Akings, Kelfala, Gonzalez, and Glover, the 5 on the floor for Wilson. Glover fends off a couple of defenders, waiting for somebody to come free. Kicks it back for Akings. Catch and shoot 3. No. Gonzalez with an offensive rebound. Turnaround jumper from the line, in and out, and rebounded by Michael Miller. Armstrong up ahead for Josh Miller. A long 3, well off the mark. Kelfala with a rebound. Outlet up ahead for Akings. Akings drives right at the defense, misses the shot. Rebounded by Michael Miller. Long pass up ahead for Jaden Perez, up off the glass, and good.
Yeah, Akings was trying to draw the foul, didn't get the call. Muhlenberg turned it into a layup for Jaden Perez. 47-28. Glover drives, stripped by Michael Miller. Up ahead for Malave, trying to turn into a 2-on-1. Up with the left hand, no good, but he's fouled. Good foul by Lockhart.
Matt Colgin, the last 2 trips down the floor, has put up the hands to say slow it down and stop, and his team did not hear the sign.
Yeah, Michael Glover was dribbling, and he turned his back, and a defender came over, Michael Miller, and knocked the ball away, got the steal, and Malave at the line to shoot 2.
First is no good. Mules have not helped themselves with some missed shots here in this third quarter. Akings now coming out, Mercado back in. Taylor Cornish also going to come in for Wilson, and Kelfala out. So Matt Colgin will get a couple of his starters off the floor right now. With both Akings and Kelfala, his 2 top scorers on the season and tonight as well. Going to take a breather here.
Yeah.
The minute 53 left to go in the third.
Both seniors as well.
Malave ends up 1 out of 2. 16 for Nelson Malave. And a 47, should be 29 game in favor of, there it is, 47-29 game in favor of the Bulldogs. An 18-point advantage with 1:40 left to go in the third period. High post is Glover. Puts it on the floor, goes right by Perez, finishes with the right hand.
I was waiting for that. He's just too quick for Jaden Perez.
20 points, Bulldog advantage, 49-29. 6 for Glover. Armstrong inside, dribbled off his own foot and out of bounds. So Mules will turn it right back. And I would think that Wilson would like to eat some clock here. get a layup, they will take it. And they've gotten several of them tonight. Mercado, season opening, drives inside, blocked, and out of bounds. Blocked by Armstrong. It'll be Wilson basketball. .108 now remaining in this third period. Don't forget, coming up after our coverage tonight, our Pizza Coma Temple postgame show, Reading Fighting Phil's play of the game. Our Celebration Ville of Exeter play of the game, and then back to WEEU Studios. Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob with our scoreboard show right up until 10 o'clock. Inbounds pass. Lockhart has to go all the way back in the backcourt to get it. Gives it up for Gonzalez. Spins away from a defense. Goes inside off the rim. No. Ball is knocked around and a foul called against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's against Lockhart. No doubt about it. Gonzalez with an acrobatic shot. How about an off-balance shot that Matt Coldren didn't want him to take?
No, and Akins is going to come back in, and Gonzalez is going to come out.
That isn't going to. He's not keeping him on the floor.
58.8 left to go in the third. Foul on Lockhart gives it back to Muhlenberg inside of a minute to go. Difference of 20 right now, late here in the third quarter. Armstrong trapped. Perez right back to Armstrong. He's open for three. No. Rebounded by Glover. With 44 seconds to go.
Armstrong can't buy a basket.
Wilson wants one shot. Will they hold it for one? Can they hold it for one? 35 left to go in the third. Mercado, Lockhart playing catch outside to Glover in the corner. 25 seconds to go, and Michael Glover will bring it out towards half court. Down to 20. Glover sees an opening, drives inside. Count the bucket, Michael Glover.
He took advantage again of Jaden Perez, just drove by him. Scored.
22-point advantage. 10 seconds to go in the third. Perez, corner three, partially blocked, no good, and rebounded by Michael Miller. Can they get a shot off before the buzzer? Armstrong, good if it goes. It does not, but Josh Miller's follow counted. Josh Miller with the tip in for Muhlenberg gets at least two back. However, after three, Wilson 51, Muhlenberg 31. Final eight when we're back to Lauraldale after this on WEEU in Reading.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability.
Valentine's Day is around the corner. Billy's Homemade Candies has fresh dipped strawberries, chocolate charcuterie boards, milk and dark chocolate Dubai bars, and more for that special someone. Place your order. Call them at 610-929-1673. Stop by their location. They're right down the street from where we are at 4949 Kutztown Road in Temple. Billy's Homemade Candies open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays from 9 to 2. And it's the Muhlenberg Muhls with the basketball as we start the fourth. Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. It's the Bulldogs on top, 51-31.
How bad were things for the Mules that quarter? Wilson shot 5 for 16 and extended the lead to 20.
A 15-9 advantage for the Bulldogs in the third. And here's Muhlenberg with the basketball. Hemmings back on the floor playing with 4 fouls. Drives the baseline, kicks it back from Alave. Right back to Hemmings. Blocked again by Kelfala. Second time that Kelfala has blocked the Hemmings shot. Here's Armstrong with a dribble drive and a left-hand finish. First points for Armstrong since the first quarter. 51-33, 4 points for Armstrong.
It's like they're staying in their man-to-man pressure.
Mercado bumped and fouled by Armstrong. Just his first, obviously the first foul against Muhlenberg here in the fourth, not a shooting foul.
Bob, again, for the second straight game here with 7 minutes left, Michael Miller and Jeffrey Collado, no points.
Here's Nemo McClain, Corell Akings, Michael Glover, Peter Kofala, And Ashar Mercado for the Bulldogs. Great ball movement to Kelfala inside, no good, but he's fouled. Akings with the touch pass to Kelfala, closing to the rim. He'll shoot 2.
This is by far the best offensive game that we've seen from the Wilson Bulldogs this year. Just terrific patience, especially since the first quarter. They had 5 turnovers in the first quarter. They've only had 3 since.
Foul was on Josh Miller, his second. Kelfala back at the free throw line. First is good. 18 now for Peter Kelfala.
Along with 10 rebounds.
Yeah, and a couple of blocks. He's blocked Hemmings twice. He's played really well against Hemmings.
2 straight strong efforts by Peter Kelfala. Also played really well against Reading Friday night.
In and out on the second, so it's a 52-33 Bulldog advantage. Not yet a minute into the fourth. Here's Michael Miller from distance. That's no good. Rebound is Josh Miller, knocks it away from Kelfala and gets the follow-up.
Josh Miller's played a really sneaky good game.
Got a bucket on an offensive putback right before the third quarter ended. And now gets 2 more here. He's got 7. Inside ball is loose on the floor. Mercado comes away with it. Michael Miller will jump in on top of it.
I think we might have a timeout by Wilson here. There's a possibility here. I'm not sure.
Mercado had it initially, and then Miller came in afterwards and tied it up. But if Matt Coldren called the timeout before Miller got it tied up, so it'll be a timeout for the Bulldogs of 30. So Wilson burns its second timeout with 6:46 left to go in the fourth quarter.
What happened there is Matt Coldren, according to Tim Negrini and Tom Gwostowski, Wilson gets the timeout. They'll have the ball underneath their own basket.
So a 17-point advantage for the Bulldogs. Reminder, talking about our coverage until 10 o'clock, and then after that is over with at 10 o'clock, it'll be out to San Francisco. Golden State Warriors and the Philadelphia 76ers coming your way. Tom McGinnis with the call. Sixers playing some good basketball over the course of the last couple nights. Looking to make it potentially 4 in a row if they can come up with a W tonight against Steph Curry and the Warriors.
Bob, right now the Mules, just like I said, in between the third and fourth quarters, they've just got to play well and somehow find a way to get this game into single digits around the 3 or 4 minute mark.
Kelfala from the foul line dumps it inside for Glover, who's cut underneath and fouled. Michael Miller fighting with Glover underneath will knock him to the ground and send him to the line.
Let's see where they call it. They're going to call it on the floor.
They will call it on the floor, so it's not to the line, but inbounding underneath.
But it is the third team foul already in the quarter for Muhlenberg.
Second on Michael Miller. Bulldogs inbound. Lave takes it away from Akings, stolen away. Bulldogs give it up. Hemmings open floor, Euro step and a layup.
Hemmings with his first basket of the night.
Rest of his points coming on free throws. He's got 6. Glover handling the basketball, needs help. Gives it to Mercado. Trying to beat the 10-second violate 10-second rule. He stopped his dribble, and it's going to be 10 seconds.
Muhlenberg playing with a little more energy here in the last minute or so.
Back-to-back turnovers by the Bulldogs. Mercado needed to take one more dribble, but the sophomore put on the brakes right before half court. So Wilson turns it back to Muhlenberg with 6 minutes and change left, and the Mules down by 15. Armstrong, Malave, Hemmings, Michael Miller, Josh Miller, the 5 on the floor for the Mules. Armstrong trying to get by Lockhart. Still trying, and cannot finish at the rim. Rebounded by Akings. Bulldogs have it right back. Mercado calling Glover out, didn't see him, swings it around instead. Kelfala gives it up for Glover. Glover going to back down Hemmings, who takes a flop. No whistle. Glover misses, and he's fouled. That's a good no call on the flop by Eli Hemmings.
Yeah, that was a flop. There was no doubt about that.
Foul instead is on Malave. Puts Glover at the free throw line. Michael had a big third quarter, 6 of his 8 in the third. His volunteer assistant offensive coordinator is getting a good view of it as he sits right across. Chad Henne sitting in the stands right at the foul line. Played some hoops at Wilson in addition to, I think, playing some football. Threw the javelin, ran some track. Won a couple Super Bowl rings.
Is that all?
Yeah. You want to count the Chiefs winning. Some people don't count the Chiefs as winning.
I'm not sure why, but
Glover misses them both, so the opportunity still exists for the Mules as they kind of chip away here. Hemmings trying to go from one end to the other. Kicks it out. Michael Miller to the corner for Armstrong. Armstrong tucks, kicks it back for Hemmings, shoots for three.
That's big. Here come the Mules.
52-40. They got it to a 12-point game. You listen to high school basketball at 8:30 WEEU in Reading. A bump and a foul by Muhlenberg, and that's the fifth. Will put Wilson on the line. Team foul number 5 against Muhlenberg.
Wilson, a 71.5% free throw shooting team, even though Glover just missed 2. Mercado going to the line. He's at 83%.
His first trip to the line tonight. Sophomore shooting 2. Still 5:24 left to go in this game. Mercado's first is good. First points in the second half for Nashar Mercado. So see if the 3 by Hemmings can kickstart him. 5 now in the quarter for Eli Hemmings, 9 in total. Mercado's second, in and out. Hemmings with a rebound, 53-40. There's a team that Hemmings dribbled it off his foot. Malave there to pick it up.
Very fortunate that it went right to Malave.
Off the Miller screen, they switch. Now Glover covers Malave. Spins away, drives up and under, no. Josh Miller fouled on the rebound.
Yep, Josh Miller there again. Johnny
offensive glass for Josh Miller today.
Yep. And it's a foul on Glover. That'll be his third.
You mentioned this in the first half. I mean, Josh Miller's on the floor for his three-point shooting ability, but he's followed up a couple of misses from Muhlenberg in this game.
Yeah, that's a 2-shot foul. He was trying to put the ball back in. Glover hacked him.
That's the third on Glover. First against Wilson in the quarter, putting Josh Miller at the free throw line. Sophomore's first, no good. .508 still left to go. And look, if there's a team in Berks County who has the offensive explosiveness to come back in a game like this, it is Muhlenberg. Team that's scoring 64 points a game. Still .508 left to go, and Josh Miller's second is good. So he has 8. The lead is 12, 53-41.
Mules in his zone press now.
That 1-2-2 with Hemmings out at the point. Lockhart for Mercado. Got to beat the 10. Better hurry up. Just gets it across for Akings. Back to Lockhart. Lockhart goes baseline in the land of the Giants and nowhere to go, and a foul.
Bailed him out. Foul on Josh Miller, I think, and that's his 4th.
They had him.
Just a T. Oh, man. That's his 5th. Wow. That is a big, big play. And you know what? We've not seen Tim Negrini call a T all year.
No. No, he must have said a magic word. It's all you can figure. He certainly said something. He was right there. Matt Flowers will get the explanation for it, but this is big because now it's 2 foul shots at the line and the technical foul shots and the ball.
Yeah.
This could be a 6-point swing in Wilson's favor if they cash him in.
53-41 with 4:51 left.
So the foul on Josh Miller. They had him trapped in the backcourt. And Lockhart, who was fouled, shooting the first 2. And then someone will shoot the 2 technicals. Second is also good. So there's the first 2 points. And now Akings is going to shoot the 2 technicals. And then Wilson will get the ball at half court.
Maybe
it was the 3rd and the 4th on Josh Miller.
I had it as the 4th and the 5th, but
so he's still on the floor.
I'm at Muhlenberg, and my book doesn't usually jive with the scores table.
Well, Akings' first free throw is good, so too is his second. It's now a 4-point play.
And a possible 6 or 7-point play.
Goes from 53-41 to 57. And now, as Rich said, Wilson gets the ball with 4:51 left to go. Hemmings tips the inbounds pass. Kelfala tipped it back and out of bounds off Kelfala.
Yep. I was going to say, nice heads-up play by Kelfala, but good play by Eli Hemmings on the on the inbounds pass.
So the 4 foul shots for Wilson gives them a 16-point advantage with 4:45 left to go, and now Wilson turns it over. Muhlenberg has it back. Hemmings off the 3, gives it up instead for Michael Miller and swings it around for Armstrong. Guarded by Lockhart. Off the Malave screen, trying to shake loose. Post pulls up for a tough two and rattles it home.
That was a really tough shot. Maybe his toughest shot all night, and he buried it.
6-4 Armstrong, 57-43. 4:25 still to play. Mercado, dangerous pass to Kafala across the court. Kafala right back to Lockhart. Mildred wants him to slow it down.
They're going to double team the ball every chance they get.
Kafala avoids the trap. Hemmings gets the hand up there. Glover has it inside for Akins. One more pass, and it's a layup for Mercado.
Really nice patience by the Bulldogs.
Great find from Karel Akins to Nashar Mercado. 59-43 Bulldogs. 3:50 left to play. Another great crowd on hand for high school basketball here in Berks County as Armstrong drives and gets fouled by Akins. Bulldogs have some fouls to give. That's just their second team foul.
Might be a shooting foul. Might be ruled. Yes,
you are correct. On the dribble drive by Armstrong, Akins fouls him, and it's going to be a two-shot foul for Justin Armstrong, his first trip to the free throw line tonight. First is good. So Armstrong and Hemmings coming alive here for the Mules in quarter number 4. Is it, and can it be enough? Has combined 6 points through the first 3 quarters. Have 10 right now combined with another free throw coming from Armstrong. And that is also good. 59-45, 8 for Justin Armstrong.
The problem for the Mules is that they have Wilson in the bonus.
1-2-2. Kafala to Akins, up and no good. Lockhart with the offensive putback for the Bulldogs.
Great hustle by Jaden Lockhart.
61-45. Lockhart with 4 points all in the fourth. Armstrong up and under, nowhere to go, and the defensive Kafala forced that turnover. In the open floor, Lockhart on a 4-on-2. Kafala foul. Is it going to count?
Yes,
it does.
That might be the dagger for the Mules.
Peter Kafala gets another bucket and the foul on the reach in by Michael Miller will put Kafala on the free throw line. Hutchinson in, Armstrong out with 3:16 to go. And that is also good.
Another outstanding performance by Peter Kafala.
21 matches what he had Friday night against Reading High. Still 3:05 left to play in this one. Malave going to try to back down Mercado. Still backing him down. Spins and scores.
Yeah, really smart by Mercado. He backed off, let him go up and score without fouling.
18 now for Malave. 2:50 left to go. The lead for Wilson is 17. The 1-2-2. Lockhart across half court. With Akins, Glover at the high post, Kafala down low. Akins drives inside, nowhere to go, but fortunately for him, it's last touched by Michael Miller. It'll stay Bulldog basketball. .239 left to play in the ballgame. Again, Wilson with a non-leaguer Thursday at Harrisburg. Muhlenberg right back in the gym tomorrow night at Twin Valley, and then Friday night here against CD East. Lockhart for Kafala. Out on the left wing. Double team, gives it up for Lockhart, and foul. Olave on the bump foul. Nope. Oh, it's on a legal screen. Akins ends up knocking Hutchinson down.
Yep, that's a turnover.
So Akins commits the foul, his third. Wilson's third team foul, and Muhlenberg gets the ball back. Hemmings on the clear out, trying to get by Kafala. Up off the glass. No, but he draws the foul. That'll be the third on Kafala. And Eli Hemmings will shoot 2 for Mules. With 2:20 left to play. Hemmings, the 6'4 junior. Just 1 point at halftime. And 9 now as he misses the first of 2. Hemmings has scored over 20 points 9 times in Muhlenberg's 19 games, including 23 the first time these two teams met. He was a monster in the overtime session. And the second is good. 64-48 Wilson. With 2:15 left to play. Again, the 1-2-2 after the made free throw. Mercado cross half court for Akings. Needs some help. And a timeout from the bench for the help.
Yeah, Calfalo was all alone behind the defense. Akings just didn't see him.
So Wilson will call a timeout with 2:07 remaining in the ballgame. And a Bulldog advantage of 64-48. Just a reminder of our basketball coverage coming up for the postseason. We'll have a quarterfinal for you on Monday. Right now, we expect it probably to be the 4-5 game. And it looks like it'll be Exeter at Wilson. Those will ultimately be shaken out. When is the exact date?
Tomorrow is the deadline. So
and
the games tomorrow
count. Right.
Then there'll be at 12 o'clock Thursday, I believe.
Okay.
The basketball chairman of the BCIAA, Tom Legath, who's here tonight, will pull the power rankings, and then he will put out a message to the coaches in the field if there are challenges. And there may or may not be. Personally, I don't expect there to be any challenge.
I don't see it. I mean,
I don't see it.
The teams have all split. Berks Catholic's going to get the number 1 seed. Nobody's going to challenge that.
Yeah, they're locked in as number 1 seed. Reading and Muhlenberg will be 2 and 3 in some capacity.
And they split their games, so there's no argument there.
It depends on the power ratings.
Right.
And Wilson most likely will be the 4, and they will host Exeter on Monday.
So that'll be Monday, and then Wednesday is the semifinals at the arena. We'll have all 4 of them, girls and boys, and then the championship game a week from Friday. 1:56 left to go following the Bulldog timeout. A 16-point Wilson advantage. Terrell Akings hounded, gives it up for Jaden Lockhart, who kicks around for Machado, along with Calfala and Glover, the 5 on the floor. Machado drives off the glass, no good, but he's fouled. Foul's going to be on Malave, as Machado beat him off the dribble. Malave with no choice but to foul him. Deshar Mercado, the sophomore, as Rich said, really playing a good floor game tonight.
Really, really well-played game. I think, we've seen him be vulnerable at times, get himself into trouble on offense, but tonight he's played a very, very fine game.
Misses the first of 2 free throws. And the second, Calfalo fights for the offensive rebound, gets the offensive rebound, and misses the follow. So a couple opportunities for Wilson come up empty. Hemmings has the basketball. Hemmings going from one end to the other, tried to dump it to Josh Miller. Ball poked away by Aiking, still loose on the floor. Hutchinson comes away with it. Glover takes it away from him. Up ahead for Mercado. Mercado spins away from Michael Miller and lays it in.
That should do it.
66-48, Deshar Mercado with the spin move with 1:12 to go. Malave drives into the teeth of the Wilson defense and a foul.
Tough foul by Lockhart.
And with the Bulldogs now over the limit, it'll put Malave at the free throw line. Nelson Malave with 18 points on the night, shooting 2. First is good. 6 out of 8 at the stripe tonight for Malave. 1:06 remaining in this one.
Bob, going into tonight, of Muhlenberg's 5 losses, their worst loss has been a 61-41 loss to Chester. It doesn't appear that the Bulldogs will pass that, but you never know.
Malave only ends up 1 out of 2. Lockhart's trapped on the other end, and Matt Colgin has to bail him out with a timeout. So the Bulldogs now only have 1 timeout, as Matt Colgin has had to call 2 in a row from the bench after the Mules had his players trapped on the floor. Stops the clock with 57.1 remaining in the game. Don't forget, stick around for our Pizza Coma Temple post-game show. We will have our Reading Fightin' Phils player of the game and our Celebration Villa play of the game, all coming up in our post-game show. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, whether that be on Instagram or on Facebook or on X. As Rich's post-game interviews will be posted there before the night is over with both our winning coach and our player of the game.
I'm going to guess I'm going to have to pull the microphone away from one Matt Cauldron tonight.
He's been chomping at the bit to have a post-game conversation with you.
Yes, he has.
He said, I don't mind talking to you guys before the game, but, after the game would be nice. Bulldogs timeout is over. They've got one left. Muhlenberg has two. And again, 57.1 left to go in this one. It'll be Wilson basketball following the timeout.
And Matt Flowers isn't about to wave the white flag,
No.
which we would expect.
No. Again, it was more of a challenge to his team.
Yeah.
I mean, the first half, it was a challenge physically as well as emotionally. The second one was very much of a, this is gut check time for you. And they have fought back much harder in this fourth quarter. Bulldogs, just great ball movement. Ends up with another layup. This 68-49. Hemmings, deep three, got it. Eli Hemmings with his second three of the night. 68-52. Inside of 35 seconds to go. And ball knocked out of bounds off of Mercado. And turnover for Wilson gives it right back to the Mules with 31.5 left. Miller inbounds for Hemmings. Blocked again by Kelfala. Loose on the floor. Hemmings picks it up. Dumps it for Josh Miller. Catch and shoot three. Good.
Yeah, that's going to happen if he's open.
6 1/4, 11 on the night for Josh Miller. 15 seconds to go. Kelfala up ahead for Lockhart. Unless Muhlenberg fouls, Wilson will dribble out the clock, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen.
They're chasing.
Nope. And Lockhart just got fouled with 4.7 left.
Yep.
So Jaden Lockhart to the free throw line for the Bulldogs. He's had a great fourth quarter.
He sure has.
Got all 4 of his points here in the fourth.
Wow, I have Kofala for 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks.
That's a pretty good stat filler.
Yes, it is.
Lockhart makes the first of 2. Again, 4.7 left to go. All window dressing in this one. Curious to see where Matt Cauldron puts this in terms of his team's performance in 2026. It's been pretty good. Lockhart makes them both.
It's the best game that we've seen them
Absolutely.
play by far.
70-55, and Muhlenberg will get another possession here. Hemmings drives and a foul. Drove right into 2 defenders, and either Kelfala or Glover will get called for the foul. It's Kelfala. So Hemmings will shoot 2 with 1.8 left.
Yeah, no comment. Eli Hemmings having a big fourth quarter, but Mules needed him earlier in the game and just wasn't able to get his offense going.
And in the end, he's going to be right around his average. He's got, unfortunately for him, however, 11 to 15 right now in the fourth quarter. And he makes the second, so he's right around his average of 16 a game. And Wilson will inbound. 2.5 will tick away, and the Wilson Bulldogs will pick up the victory. The final score, Wilson 70, Muhlenberg 56. We'll take a timeout. We're back with our Pizza Coma Temple postgame show right after this on WEEU in Reading.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's kettle chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
For over 50 years, Redner's Markets has been committed to delivering quality, freshness, and value to the communities we serve. From farm fresh local produce and quality meats to everyday grocery essentials, Redner's helps families put great meals on the table at prices they can trust. Shop smart, eat well, and save every day with Redner's Markets. Family owned, community focused, and proudly serving our neighbors since 1970.
Updating your furniture and appliances? The Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County can help. The Restore offers free pickup of your gently used furniture and appliances from your Berks County home. We offer convenient scheduling for our free pickups through our website, restoreberks.org. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays through Saturdays. You might just find that special thing to tie the room together at the Restore. Support your community with your donation to the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
Valentine's Day is around the corner. Billy's Homemade Candies has fresh dripped strawberries, chocolate charcuterie boards, milk and dark chocolate Dubai bars, and more for that special someone. Place your order. Call them at 610-929-1673 or stop by their location. They're on Kutztown Road, 4949 Kutztown Road here in Temple. Billy's Homemade Candies open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays from 9 to 2. It's time now for our Pizza Como Temple postgame show. Pizza Como is a family-owned business going strong on the 5th Street Highway for over 50 years, just up the street from where we are, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is The Yard, a virtual golf experience to keep your game sharp all year round. And if you love sports cars and memorabilia, stop in to buy, sell, or trade Pizza Como and The Yard, 4600 5th Street Highway in Temple. The Wilson Bulldogs opening up a 22-8 advantage in period number 2. That the difference in the ballgame. They led it by a score of 14-12 after a quarter. They opened it up to a 16-point advantage with that 22-8 advantage in the second quarter. Eventually got it to a 20-point advantage after 3, and they hold off Muhlenberg in the fourth quarter, and they win it by a final score of 70-56. So in the end, these two teams split their 2 games, and they ultimately end up in a tie as well in Division I, with the Mules still having a game to play tomorrow night at Twin Valley. So if at this point in time, Muhlenberg is at 7-4, Wilson is at 8-4. Assuming that Muhlenberg wins the game tomorrow night at Twin Valley, they would end up at a tie at 8-4 in Division I. But again, it will ultimately be settled by power rankings for the seeding in the District 3 playoffs, and the Mules do have a better power ranking than does Wilson at this juncture. It's time for our player of the game, and it's brought to you by the Reading Fightin' Phils and their all-new Redner's Event Center at First Energy Stadium. The R. Phils remind you to have your next sports team banquet in the R. Phils all-new Redner's Event Center banquet and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. Whether it's a sports banquet, a wedding, or a corporate meeting or event, or any charity fundraiser dinner, the number one place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000 is the all-new Redner's Event Center at the R. Phils. Go to rphils.com/events for more information. And our Fightin' Phils player of the game tonight is Wilson's Peter Kelfala. Drops 21 more points tonight on Muhlenberg after coming up with 21 points for Wilson in the overtime loss against Reading on Friday night, a game you heard here on WEEU. So back-to-back 21-point performances for Peter Kelfala. Just came up with big play after big play. Also, double-digit rebounds and a couple of blocks on Eli Hemmings as well. Did a really good job on Hemmings to try and neutralize Muhlenberg's top scorer all the way up until the fourth quarter. Hemmings finishes with 14 points on the night, but he scored 10 of those 14 in the fourth quarter when Wilson had already opened up a 20-point lead. It's time now for our play of the game, brought to you by Celebration Villa of Exeter. One simple move, one simple price, $99. Celebration Villa of Exeter is offering a $99 rent in February if you sign up by February the 13th. People often say they wish they hadn't waited so long to make the move. Celebration Villa of Exeter offers a welcoming environment, meaningful connections, and peace of mind. Take the step today and save. Just call and schedule a tour at 610-370-2211. 610-370-2211. That is the number for Celebration Villa of Exeter. And our play of the game coming by the Wilson Bulldogs with their tremendous ball movement in the fourth quarter. Muhlenberg was in a position of constantly trying to chase and trap, and Wilson was just very, very patient with the basketball, and Corell Akings was really good with that and finding a number of his teammates for Wilson underneath the boards for some easy buckets, including Peter Kalfala for a finish that ultimately put this game on ice in the favor of the Wilson Bulldogs. Final score one more time, it's Wilson 70, Muhlenberg 56. Again, check out all of our social media posts on WEEU, Facebook, Instagram, and on X for Rich Garcella's interviews with Peter Kalfala and winning coach Matt Coldren for all of our post-game interviews tonight here on WEEU. That will do it for our coverage here from Laureldale. Don't forget, Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob with our scoreboard show. That'll come your way next. They will have a visit with Haley Kilgore and the Twin Valley Girls. That's coming up in about 10 minutes or so, 9:35. They are scheduled to be guests on the scoreboard show. They'll take you up till 10 o'clock. And then it's Tom McGinnis and the Philadelphia 76ers taking on the Golden State Warriors tonight here on WEU. Don't forget as well, the Super Bowl is on WEU on Sunday as well. You can hear the Super Bowl. If you can't make it in front of the television, we'll have it for you on the radio. The Super Bowl on WEEU Sunday afternoon with our coverage continuing for high school basketball. That will take us to Monday night quarterfinal again, 7 o'clock. We'll let you know where it's going to be once the seedings are done. We will have the quarterfinal on Monday night, then the semifinals from Santander Arena, the BCIAA Center finals from 7th and Penn Streets in Reading Wednesday night starting at 4 o'clock, and then the county championship games for the girls and the boys on Friday night. That will do it for our coverage. Wilson improves to 14-7 and 8-4 in Division I. Muhlenberg falls to 14-6 and 7-4 in Division I. Thanks to Tim Moore, the athletic director here at Muhlenberg High School, for our technical director, Sean Tansky, for my broadcast partner, Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. Thanks for listening, everyone. Wilson wins it over Muhlenberg 70-56. Stay tuned for the scoreboard show and more high school basketball on WEEU next Monday night.
You've been listening to High School Basketball on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. High School Basketball on WEEU is brought to you by
Savage Auto Group, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Keith HVAC, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Diefenbach Snacks, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Chick-fil-A, UECU, Overhead Door of Reading, Spots Insurance, Kuhn Funeral Home, Susan McFadden of Keller Williams Platinum Realty, Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf, Victor Emanuel Beneficial Society, Brad Coley Goosehead Insurance,